Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Star Trek Adventures campaign. We're back in the Shackleton Expanse, and I have 4 beautiful crew members with me this week. We'll be rendezvousing with one of them, and we'll be seeing what the rest of them are up to in their runabout they've been rescued in. We are on the home straight of our campaign. We've probably got a few more episodes left until we wrap everything up. That means I'm not running it entirely to the book anymore. We're going to fast forward a little bit and see the Telekal saga through to its conclusion. Alrighty, let's reconnect with the crew, see how you all are doing. Anita, we were catching up about the cat just now. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. We accidentally failed a cat, and he is very nice and very sweet, and currently fighting with the other one on the just past my screens here. But we've been doing pretty good. Other than that, I've also been on the apartment hunt, which has been stressful. But yeah, other than that, I've been good, folks, and I've missed you.
Oh, we've missed you. The cat distribution system has been hard at work.
It really has. Messing with my life.
And Tom!
You know, I've never had a cat.
You should.
No, I've only ever had dogs.
They're great.
You know, I wouldn't mind a cat because I feel like a cat is more like you can just let them get on with it. Whereas a dog, you got to take for a walk and stuff like that. But there's an affection with the dog that they would die for you.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
But like cats are like those friends that you can hang out with and not have to like do anything.
Yeah,
or like, you can just hang out with them in silence and it's cool.
Yeah, that appeals to me. That appeals to me too. Yeah, I'm okay. I've hurt my neck, but apart from that, I'm all right.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks so much. And Doc, you're back with us again. Hello.
I'm back. I survived the first episode.
Yeah.
I survived. Pasha's still alive after his first day in space. Yep. I'm doing pretty good. Happy to be here for the end game. What are we calling this? Just the conclusion of the story. As long as that is, however
Act
long
5.
that is. Act 5
of like,
works.
you know,
it's
a
5
TV
acts.
5
It's like
structure.
It's like Shakespeare histories. That's a lot. Yeah, some might say enough, but no, I'm happy to be here. I'm thrilled. This great group.
It's brilliant to have you again. And Susie, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. We need the voice of Majel Barrett Roddenberry being like, and now the conclusion. You know, when there was the multi-part episodes.
My impression of her is bad. Like I can't. Yeah.
I can do it. But no, I'm good. I've been doing a lot of fighting lately in Tekken, not real life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tekken 8 came out, and my thumb is bruised on the inside because I used the D-pad for Tekken, and now my thumb hurt.
Can we just get you a little? Can we like do a little, stream goal to get you like a little joystick? So that you don't like smash up your hands, because we like on Modiphius level and on the Black Cats level, we kind of do need your hands a little bit to paint things. You need your hands to earn a living too. So,
considering the way I play Tekken, which is like hold it like this, and then I'm like claw grippy like a creature. I should get a fight stick. But yeah, I could. Business expense? I don't know.
Tax write-off. I'm telling you now.
Tax write-off. If I use it on stream.
Every game you buy.
So yeah.
Basically, tax write-off. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
I had to do my taxes recently, chums. You'll be happy to know that I got them done. The deadline is tomorrow. But I did get them done like a week, 2 weeks ago. So, all good. I say I got them done. James did them, basically. And then, because I've been there, I've done that, I do not want to do it again. And James is that kind of guy. So he was just like, here's what we earned, here's the tax, here's the thing, we made it, you do that weird thing in business where it's like, this year we technically made a loss. And I'm like, okay, cool. We made a loss. Sorry, tax people listening. And so like, here's the things you need to enter. And I was like, cool. Blissfully ignorant, going about my business. Just happy. In my lane, moisturized, etc. as is the meme. As the meme goes. Coincidentally, the episode title, no, it's not. Can you imagine, as the meme goes? Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
You watch, that will be like a Strange New Worlds, like season 3 episode title, because they're just so postmodern now, I guess. No, this is called Behind Enemy Lines. And for the first time, I'm going to show this to you guys on the Roll20. Doc, you have the log this time.
I do.
So give us a little bit of that Star Trek opening log, if you will.
Pasha's was it personal? A personal log. I've been told I am supposed to keep one of these. I'm still not quite sure how star dates work. I'll add that later. The unfortunate hostilities between the United Federation of Planets and the Klingon Empire has thrown me into a whirlwind of current events with the crew of this short-range craft. One Lieutenant Commander Natalie Sigmund has taken control of the Starfleet crew, and we appear to be on some kind of mission to a Bacchus system, where the crew hopes to commandeer a derelict ship of the Federation's from the previous century. Not sure what good it'll do if its capabilities are 100 years old. And not a single one of them has suggested a debriefing with me or a meditative exercise, team building activity, not even an icebreaker. And they seem stressed, but maybe I could help them with that.
Yeah, and so the last few days for the 3 of you aboard this runabout with Lieutenant Commander Sigmund has been kind of strange. It has definitely not felt very Starfleet. Natalie has gone about things in a bit more of a casual way, in a bit more of an intelligence officer doing the intelligence officery job. Quietly she talks to the computer more than she talks to you guys. Where do we find you guys at this kind of like little period of downtime? Stuck in this like 14-foot by 12-foot space or something. You've got a cockpit, a little like dining room basically, and some bunks. Like that's a runabout.
I think Burrell is still I think she is still a little bit angry, a little bit grumpy. I don't think she's as open and as friendly and as nice as she has been usually to the rest of the crew. She's not like rude and aggressive by any means, but she's very like curt with her responses, very like, you know, if she has to be. I think she paces a lot when she's not doing things. And then she's trying to like read up as much, try and keep herself busy with pads. Let's try to do something.
The comfortable feeling of pads.
The calming presence of paperwork.
Maybe even like replicating a couple extra.
You know, when you said pads, I thought you meant like boxing pads, so you could you replicated like a boxing bag, a punch bag where you just...
That's a good idea, though. We maybe should do that for Burrell.
Harvey his head is going to be consistently in a pad, but it is the specs of an 100-year-old Constitution starship, and he's just going through all of the engineering, all of the systems to try and get his head around it. He's doing a lot of homework, basically, on how the old Constitution worked, how it ran, all those lovely technical specifications, and he is panicking. He is stressed. He looks visibly stressed.
So I tell you what, actually, Tom, I want you to make me a check to see how well you take in this research. You've got all the information you need in the Starfleet database on these ships.
I do.
Schematics, everything like that. But it's how much that you can keep, retain, and process. So make me, please, a reason and engineering task roll. And this is going to be difficulty 2, because you're essentially like creating yourself a little trait for later that you can use to lower the difficulty of repair tests. And the focus that would apply here would be something along the lines of like schematics, Starfleet ship design, stuff like that.
I have something like Starfleet engines, EPS.
It's the whole ship, though, not just
don't
the
have anything that has
side of things.
unless you class a Constitution class starship as a freighter.
Definitely
I
wasn't
don't
a
have
freighter.
anything for an entire starship.
All right.
All
No
right,
focus.
so
Did you want to
no
buy
focus.
any extra dice?
Yeah,
No,
I'm
to
going to
win the
buy at
pool
least
at the moment.
one. Give me a dice. Give me a dice.
Yeah.
Sam.
Okay.
I don't like not seeing
You'll-
threat in double figures.
All right.
So
Okay.
I'm
okay.
contributing to that.
I get you. There's 9 threat there in the pool now.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Make your
All right,
test
we'll
for me.
do this. We'll do that. I'm confident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got two.
Okay, so that gives you enough for a trait, essentially, that you can
Cool.
then use later.
Okay.
So yeah, you have been doing your research on a little Connie class. You have kind of got an idea of what you need to do to try and fix up a derelict. What I would say as well is that it probably a little bit of your engineering specialty in terms of power regulation and stuff like that does come into play, because those Constitution class ships, the Lexington as well, does have some secondary reactors, so it pumps out quite a bit of power, and getting the secondary reactors online is going to be the thing that kind of makes or breaks your repair job, I think. So that focuses your attention on that. Pasha.
Pasha, the thing is this is obviously like a traumatic time for everybody, but for Pasha, there's just everything is new. So it sort of outweighs the stress a little bit for him. He starts every day by, in whatever confined spaces he has, exercising. Like, he's like, I've used Chris Prager from Parks and Rec as an inspiration for Pasha, and he's just like doing push-ups and sit-ups and like crunches and like does that for like an hour every morning at like 4 a.m. equivalent of 4 a.m. And then he's also been using the replicator to try anything that Harvey recommends as food or beverage. He just discovered tea, and he thinks that's great. He doesn't like the alcohols. He doesn't like those. But he like is like going through all these different foods and be like, yep, like that. That's fantastic. Nope, don't like that. And he's like keeping notes on all these things. And otherwise, he is observing the rest of this small crew and is like, there's obviously tension here and I want to diffuse it, but I don't want to step on any toes. He may have tried once or twice to like buddy up to Burrell and then probably failed and backed off. And but I think he and Harvey get along pretty well for the most part.
With Burrell pacing, Natalie at the helm, without even turning around, as you kind of start to make your way back towards the cockpit, just says, "Can you just stop doing that?"
And she just leans against the wall. What else am I supposed to do?
I don't know, and I don't care. But right now, I've got a possible 3 Romulan contacts on sensors, and I'm trying to evade them as best I can. If you want to be constructive, by all means. And she just indicates to the co-pilot seat.
There's a moment and Burrell looks at her with like, oh, in any other situation, give me a reason. But she takes a deep breath.
You just hear quietly, try it.
She'll move and she'll sit down at the console and try and assist.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly.
All right. So I tell you what, roll for me a navigation check. So this is going to be one of the helmet navigation tasks. And this is going to be plot a course, reason and con. I'll roll for the runabout, as you guys haven't really been using the runabout all that much So Natalie's been like the one who's been piloting it, has been maybe adjusting its systems. Harvey, you've not even been able to kind of poke around this runabout. And yeah, Natalie, as I said, talks to it more than she talks to you as a crew. She's almost the computer, you know, in a way that it speaks to her, has almost got like that little bit of inflection of a personality she's programmed in from like whatever, you know, as holograms might have one or something like that. So she's just kind of like, it's chat GPT conversational, you know, output rather than just the kind of straight, you know, answers to queries and stuff like that. Okay, so make me that reason and con, and this is gonna be, I'm gonna put sensors and con.
Okay. Boop. 2 successes.
Beautiful. All right. So you managed to, so based on what you can see, Natalie is right. So you've got these, normally Star Trek mumbo jumbo, you put out some Tetrion doodads and there's a whole thing, and you might get a little bit of a bounce back and all that kind of doodad. There's some irregularities in some of the readings from the sensors, and Natalie having pointed them out to you, you think, yeah, these could essentially be a kind of sensor echo of like a cloaked vessel. So she's being paranoid, sure, but it's probably Romulans. It could be Klingons just like patrolling out here too, trying to mop up any Federation activity. But there's another signature in the direction of the station close to you on long-range sensors that piques your interest, because you're able to get a quiet little signature on that as a little freighter.
Oh. Can I figure out what kind of freighter? Yeah. Or is it too far away?
Absolutely. Yeah, so you could do a kind of specific kind of scan for this.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, cool. Give me a, let's say like reason or insight or control even. And engineering.
Okay. We'll do insight and engineering.
Right. Cool.
Oop.
I'll give you another success there as well. Okay, so you've got a couple of crits out of that.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And one more for me. Gives you 2 momentum in the pot. Okay, this freighter is of a typical Federation configuration. It is trying to pootle along without much of a profile, so it's not a very British term there, Doc. It's like, it's at a lower warp factor. It's trying to just slip under the radar a little bit, that kind of thing. But yeah, its configuration is quite familiar in the way that a typical Federation freighter would be as well. There's a couple of momentum in the pool if you want to ask me any questions.
I'm open to input from the gang if we have any questions.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to ask.
Tom,
say something.
I have to tell the truth at this point, Doc. So, like, if you ask me a question, I can be vague about it, right? But the point of these momentum spends is that you can get a truthful answer out of me based on
Who's
what
your
you've
favorite
rolled.
cast member?
You.
No, I'm just kidding.
Do you want to spend a point of momentum on that?
No.
So was she telling the truth when she answered?
We'll never know, because you
It
never
could be a
spend
lot.
momentum. I never
We'll
spend
never know.
momentum.
I didn't spend the momentum. And I'll just have to live with that uncertainty.
You're all my favorites.
So just to get my brain in the right place, because it's been like a couple of weeks since we last played. Where are we currently? We are.
You're heading deeper into the Expanse right now.
Okay.
So you're not heading away from it. You're not heading away from the danger. You're not heading away from the the Klingons and what's happened. You're heading deeper into the Expanse. There's no other Starfleet ships on sensors. Looks like they've all done a runner. They've all retreated. The station is way behind you, and you're making your way to the Bacchus system. That fabled system where the Lexington got fired upon, shot down by another Federation ship because an admiral had gone rogue. They were looking for these Tilical artifacts or whatever was going on, and something went down in this system that meant that it was like put off limits, out of bounds to all Federation traffic.
Okay.
Would you like a suggestion for a question to ask?
Go
On the
ahead.
Peanut Gallery. If it's a Federation configuration ship, chances are it has a Federation like IFF signal that's pointing out. See if you can get the ping off that and have see if you can get the ship designation.
That was a very good question.
Anita Star Treks.
They're right here for it, because this, to your surprise, is apparently the gift targ.
Eh? Oh God, Tom's your ship. Sorry, Eka, it's your ship.
It's moving slow because Eka can't fly.
All right.
Hey, what about Thingy can fly, right? What's his name?
Oh, to Doc?
The Doc might be able to fly.
Possibly.
Doc might be napping.
It's not why I hired him, though.
Okay. So I will just staring straight ahead at the reading. So just say that's the gift hog.
As you say that, Harvey kind of goes, "What?" It drops the to one side.
Pasha said, "Aren't targs? You said targs were like pigs."
Yes.
Oh, it's name of a ship.
Sometimes we name things after animals.
Got it. I didn't know it was the. Okay, got it. I was confused.
Right. Well, should we set course?
Done. Don't even care. I'm not even going to ask Natalie. Screw her.
Yeah.
I mean, before she says anything, it's that moment,
gift
right? I
tag.
do the card, and like she's about to speak, and Burrell goes, "Listen, if Eka's on that ship, Eka knows all about the Tilical too."
Yeah, they do. Yep, they do. Just, can you put us over here, slow us down a bit? I don't want to lose any progress towards the Bacchus system. They can rendezvous with us. Just give me a second. And she's like tapping away a little bit. And Eka, you're receiving a hail.
Oh, God. Please tell me you're not Klingon and about to shoot me out of the sky.
Open frequencies?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's
And- Yeah.
That's like what you hear over the radio.
Yeah.
Over the intercom.
Burrell, what you see on the little, there's the side panel that's the comms, isn't there? And they're on about, it's always, they always turn to the little side and have a little side conversation on the panels. On the screen, flashing up, Eka's face framed in the comms video, and around them, just at a couple of the stations, you see a couple of short Ferengi officers, just like helping them crew the gift targ.
Not the Ferengi. I do love the thing that Eka's like, "Oh God, please don't be Klingon." The first thing they see, a Klingon.
Okay, Klingon, yes, but not going to shoot me out of the sky. Great.
It's good to see you, Eka.
Can you believe that they kicked me off because my license was over 150 years old? Klingon bureaucracy, I swear. You'd think these things were eternal, but...
You'd think, huh? We set a rendezvous course. We're gonna get you.
All right, I'll adjust this to intercept.
Hey, Eka, and you see this like, kind of plain clothes Starfleet officer behind Burrell. Follow this course, these coordinates. You'll hopefully dodge some warbirds that are floating around out here, but you might have some trouble finding us. So just reach this spot, you'll see us.
Okay. Actually, is this what was her name again?
Natalie Sigmund.
Oh, I know Natalie.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. Nat. Ugh, sight for sore eyes. Okay. Analdar, that's this one, right?
What?
This is the button to change the course?
And they like the comms goes off for a second and then back on again. Wait a minute. And then like is this, I don't know why I'm telling you this. In the Bridge Commander like virtual reality game they put out, the open comms button is right next to the red alert button on the captain's chair. So you've got these stupid little dumb virtual reality controllers, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll answer that hail. And you're like, no. This one.
Okay. All right. We don't even have weapons on the ship. Why is there a red alert?
Klingons.
Okay. God.
The Klingons, that's Ferengi are all looking very nervous behind them. Just
No,
kind of like
we're fine.
in like a little gaggle of schoolgirls, and like three of them just like looking over their shoulder.
Burrell is like rubs her nose to like hide that she's laughing, like giggling to herself behind her hand.
Listen, a lot of my staff are still on the station. I was able to get who I could off, but some of them are promising me latinum, and I don't know how good they are for it.
You're an absolute sucker, Eka. Good luck. And Natalie just like pumps the call button, and off they pop. And she just looks around to the like three of you, and it's just like, another Ferengi.
I need a Rectogene now. And Burrell gets up, she goes to the replicator, and she just like downs a huge mug of it.
You got like a Sports Direct mug of it. Yeah. Okay.
A big gulp.
Yeah.
Gallon.
Just a big gulp of Ractagino. All right. After a little bit of time, just kind of maneuvering and stuff like that, Eka, this little runabout emerges from the dark side of a moon in the system that you've rendezvoused in. Its profile, like its configuration, looks a little bit different from that of other runabouts. You've never seen this mission pod on it before, but it's more of a kind of like smooth, kind of convex, like maybe sensor dish or dome or something like that, just on the top. But nothing that you can recall necessarily, unless you really want to try for it with a task or something. But yeah, it just has a different kind of profile to it. Oh, yeah. Muted.
Hailing frequencies. Nice ship.
Yeah, thanks. So what's the idea here? And Natalie looks around at all of you, even over the comms, and says, "Are you coming on board, or are we somehow the jolly fleet of three? Like, what's?"
Well, my ship currently has a washboard compensator to help move through the expanse a little easier.
Okay, that's great. We could probably retrofit that onto the Lexington.
Burrell just looks at Harvey.
It's
we
Harvey's.
could probably retrofit it, Harvey.
I mean, maybe, but I put it in there for the gift tag.
Yeah, we've got bigger problems right now.
Oh,
I know, Harv, and I appreciate it, but we got, big picture kind of stuff going down right now.
so what are you gonna do with the freighter? Just leave it running?
I mean,
Like,
I got my passengers, and I need to work on getting them back to Ferenginar. We do that faster on any other kind of ship than this. You said we're looking for the Lexington?
Yep.
Constitution class. Afraid of my size wouldn't fit into the docking bay.
No.
Your runabout would.
Mm-hmm. Just about.
Listen, I'm not quite sure how much I'm adding to the canon here. So, after you all skipped town, General Kargan was none too pleased. And I kept trying to tell him I wasn't technically a Federation citizen. I'm more of a sovereign, independent entity, and that didn't quite go over well, and still got kicked off the ship, along with anybody that the Targ could carry. There's a couple other ships similar to us. Any freighters that were not Klingon got booted. Is Tadok on the ship with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I got Tadok with me and these Ferengi. Analdar here is a parts guy and a halfway modestly decent engineer if you need extra hands.
He bows.
I mean, when I get to the Lexington, I'll need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
We probably can't risk taking, no offense, Ferengi with us. It's pretty sensitive.
Eka, I'm going to level with you here. You're better off turning them around and coming with us.
You're gonna give the gift tag to...
I mean,
Well, how about we rip...
Right there in the name.
we got to take the washboard compensator out first of all. So
Yep.
if I could get Harvey over here to help uninstall it, it's his tech.
And then how about once we rip the compensator off, we have Tadok take these fine folks to Ferenginar. He'll make sure that the gift tag remains intact
There you go.
and unsold.
Yeah.
And we can get it later,
Yeah.
once we finish saving the world.
And then we can put the washboard compensator right back where we found it after. What exactly are we doing again? Maybe we should have this conversation not over open comm channels.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah. Right, well, I
It just hangs up.
Yeah.
better get over there.
I'm coming with you. I can't stay here for a minute longer. I need to get out.
Oh, I'd love to come. Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess
Sure.
I'll just sit here and enjoy the view. I'll be here when you're...
All right.
I'll be waiting for you here.
I don't have
promise.
time to figure out if you're being passive aggressive, so I'm going to take that at face value. Let's go.
Okay. I want my sound effects.
What are you taught to your computer about, Natalie? Ugh.
Yeah.
Why don't you update your live journal, Natalie?
All right, she does that. You beam over to the gift targ, and there are, like a handful of Ferengi who are helping crew the freighter, but there are probably, I'd say probably a dozen, refugees, essentially, who are looking for safe passage back to the Federation or further afield.
Pasha immediately goes around and starts introducing himself to everybody individually.
You get some very confused faces from a couple of different families, a couple of different officers, from various civilian craft.
Anytime there's an encounter with any sort of officer of any stature at all, Pasha says, "Oh, you're this person," and starts rattling off facts that they would know about them.
Yeah, absolutely. No Starfleet officers to speak of, as I reckon they would probably be crewing the Targ, but definitely some civilian officers, a couple of regulars to the station that you've probably had a little file on, that you can just surprise them with the fact. They're one.
Oh, you like golf? I don't know what that is, but you seem to be really excited about it.
I like to imagine just behind Pasha, Burrell's trying to do like the first officer thing, right? She's checking these people. She was responsible for them on her station, right? So she's trying to check in with them and make sure they're okay.
Doing the
She's
little
kind of following
inspiring speech.
Yeah,
Pasha's just
she's
glad
like
handing.
a couple of hands on the
We're
shoulders.
gonna be all right. And yeah.
Like Aragon at freaking Minas Tirith, going around.
Yeah.
She's just behind Pasha, and she's like, these facts just keep coming out of Pasha, and Burrell is just like, this is. She's gonna come up and say, Pasha.
Yes.
When you...
Oh, Commander, I'm sorry. I did something wrong.
No, you didn't do anything wrong per se. Just part of a social thing. When you tell people facts about themselves, if you've never met them before, it's very strange to people in the Federation.
Well, the thing is, it eliminates small talk, and that way we can just sort of move forward in the relationship to a point where I know that this lieutenant likes golf. I don't know what golf is. Maybe someday we can talk about that. But for right now, I've established that we understand each other, and so that we can save time.
Well, in our culture, we like small talk. We like to waste time talking to each other.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great for you.
I for one hate small talk. Hi.
Oh.
Inore
Hi.
Eka.
I'm Mediator Pasha of Irboka. He takes out a pad, the equivalent, his space punk version of a pad that he got from Setu, and he's like, what was it? Eka?
Inore Eka, yeah.
Inore Eka. And he's at a loss. So I don't
see. There's nothing in the file. That's what you get when you're Starfleet.
All right. Yeah. I'm Pasha. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I used to run the bar on the station, and I will run the bar again.
Oh, you're a servant.
No, definitely not.
Okay, you're a entrepreneur,
business proprietor. Yes.
Oh. Okay, you're a business person. Okay.
See, this is how small talk works. You find out a little bit more.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
Time. It's terrible. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I guess.
Yeah,
good job
how's
getting
the
all
weather
these folks out of there.
See,
Where?
that's more small talk.
Oh, right. I hate
Anyways.
talking about the weather because I can see what the weather's like. It's just right outside. Why are we talking about it? But
it's space.
It's space
the
weather.
Watchport compensator is over this way.
Okay, let's go. Come on, everyone.
I don't know if you all noticed, I just creeped in a little point of threat there just because this was
Thank you.
This was gorgeous because this was very threatening and I enjoyed it. Yeah, okay, cool. Harvey, you you don't need any particular great effort, or you don't have any difficulty with dismantling the washboard compensator that you've got aboard the gift targ, and so that is what you do. The Ferengi get a little bit underfoot, and a couple of them asking, "What is this? What are you doing? Have you patented it yet?" Offering you deals, latinum, more complex deals, percentages in various distribution channels and planets and trade routes. The gift targ's a fantastic asset. They absolutely love it. They would offer you 100 bars of gold press latinum for it.
Oh,
Insert random number of good latinum here.
I wonder how much it costs to buy a ship in latinum. Because I don't know. Because obviously in Deep Space Nine they go.
Canon doesn't know.
And they go.
Star Trek don't know.
It's no one, not even the writers know how much.
I hate to break it to you, chat, but the writers do not know. They do not
It is
care.
the
It's whatever
Latin economy.
sounds cool at the time.
Yeah.
Canonically, the gift targ was bought for 5 bars of gold press latinum, and I overpaid.
Okay.
Well, but the gift tag
They'll
was
offer
a
you-
wreck.
Yeah,
It's essentially scrap.
They offer you. Yeah, it's a good return. I think you've taken care of it. So they're offering you
flipped that
6 or 7 bars. You could flip. You could flip
Ship
it.
flipper. It's the new
Ship Flipper, the new arcade game coming to you.
I mean,
New
honestly,
holodeck.
with the parts and the labor that I put into making this ship at least halfway decent, I wouldn't go any lower than at least 10 or 15.
I wouldn't sell it.
there's a small bidding war going on between a couple of the Ferengi.
As I envision that Harvey is like underneath the console while this bidding war is going on back and forth, and they're not actively talking to Harvey; they're just talking at his direction, and they're
Just at
already
each
doing the
other,
bid.
yeah.
Yeah. And then at one point, Harvey kind of just slides out, looks at them, goes, "We're not selling the gift tag. Now, please leave me alone to do my work."
One
He goes
tiny
back in.
retcon. I love to think that they've come to an agreement and they've shaken hands.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, 12 bars and 17 slips, and they shake. And then you're just like, no, we're not selling it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Gentlemen, we'll discuss this later.
And they kind of steeple their fingers and walk away, all Ferengi style. But yeah, okay, Tom, you favorite NPCs now. I'm gonna put the Ferengi in every game I ever run, for every campaign setting ever.
Even D&D.
Yeah,
D&D.
they'll be in Dragon Heist at some point very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have your washboard compensator that you can fit aboard the Lexington. Is there anything that you guys would like to do as you or before you see the Ferengi off and to dock, with orders to keep the gift tag and bring it back to Federation space?
I mean, Pasha basically gives out the equivalent of a business card to all Ferengi. It'd be like, from a planet called Setu, and we've only recently made first contact, but obviously we want to establish good relationships with. I don't know if you all are into trade at all, or
They're literally fighting over the business card, like this one business card.
I've got enough for everyone.
First impression first.
Yeah.
And then if you've got more, you can just like start handing them out.
He has enough for everyone, obviously.
Yeah.
He planned ahead.
Once they figure that out, they're all taking one, and they're all on their little Ferengi pads now, kind of like tapping out a little message to the daemon or something, just like to their like corporate captain. Like, I've just got
all those poor people down on Setu just getting messages of like,
Just
hey, we hear
cold
that you're
calls.
new. Yep.
Yeah.
Cold calls.
Just
That's all it is. He
open
signed
it
them
to-
up for a cold call list.
You just opened up the door to basically the Ferengi equivalent of the Nigerian prince scam.
Mm-hmm. Basically. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, one of them's like, first contact, you say, and is off.
Mm-hmm. Hey, these guys really like opportunity. They keep on talking about it.
While the Ferengi are fighting each other, I think Burrell walks like through two of them who are like forehead to forehead fighting. She pulls them apart, and she's gonna go down to like the little mess area we have in the tag. And I'm just establishing this now. We all have our own mugs on the gift tag, and she's gonna go get them so we have them for the Lexington. Just as a little sentimental touch. She walks back, she pulls one out of the Ferengi's hands. Nope, it's not yours. All right, I'm ready. Everyone good?
Yeah, Pasha's like, oh, it happened again.
It doesn't get. It's weird. It tickles a little. Does it tickle for you? Is that just okay?
No.
Maybe it's just an Nakaru thing. Like,
Maybe.
Tell it to dock. Take
I
care.
mean, it
take
is-
care of my ship.
It is rearranging your molecules and putting them back together.
wow, neat. I mean, it's just neat.
You ever wonder what happens if they swap two of them?
Two
Molecules?
Well, now I will.
I think we've got a few reports in the
ship has been
Starfleet
compromised.
archives about that.
You come out of the other end with a goatee now, and you just don't like people. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You become evil. Okay.
Evil one.
With the gift tag turning around and warping out of the system, the runabout that you now find yourself on, Eka, heads further into the Shackleton Expanse. Natalie asks you guys, so Harvey, do you want to tell me about this washboard compensator? Is it as good as it sounds? It sounds
Well,
good. It sounds like it compensates for the washboard effect.
I mean, kind of. It does. We had one test flight. It kind of went well.
Yeah.
I'm reading the room, and
Well,
there's a slight chance we might get stuck in subspace.
great. Love that. Love that for us.
Ooh, I don't know what that is. It sounds dangerous.
Before that happened, the flight was a bit smoother than usual.
Can you quantify a bit smoother? I just want to weigh up my options here, because there's being
like to
stuck
think it
forever
was
in
about-
subspace, and then there's like a slightly less bumpy ride.
Well, yeah, but I'd like to think that the slightly less bumpy ride was about 52.3% smoother than usual going through a washboard.
3? That's the difference there, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's a prototype. That I mean, it was a first run. I never got a chance to work on it and do the second run.
Okay.
It's busy. I'm big. Do you want me? I mean, do you not want me to install it? I mean,
Come back to me.
okay, I'm gonna go install it.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna go install the thing. You don't have to use it. It's a activate thing. I like to think.
Yeah. Okay, so dropping out of warp and pulling into the edge of the Bacchus system, you can see on sensors. There's quite a lot of debris in the system itself. There is a gas giant that Natalie has pinpointed one of the moons to impulse to, now that you dropped out of warp. But there is definitely evidence of like planets maybe either having collided or broken apart in some fashion. There's like probably a couple different asteroid belts rather than just like that one that like we have, that kind of thing. So there's a lot more debris than you would have expected.
There was a planet near here. That's where the Lexington was being held. In some kind of stasis field. I turned it off.
Okay.
Eka's going to pull up the chart of the system. It was here, if my memory serves. That was also when we were stuck in subspace, and I'm not sure if it actually happened or if I hallucinated all of it, because I got hit with a real bad wave of radiation.
Okay. Does anybody maybe want to corroborate that story? But look, we could talk about this all day.
It's true, no one else saw this, just Eka.
And I don't have a huge amount of time to try and explain all of the temporal reasons why the Lexington, I reckon, is for sure still here. Even if you had that experience, and I trust you, I believe that you did. This was in the subspace thing that you guys were in?
Yeah, we also ran into their engineer.
Okay.
Andorian, name of... My notes are not.
Lieutenant Commander Tyrol Bowrett.
That would be him.
And she pulls up the record.
Yeah, he was also trapped in that subspace bubble. Time gets weird.
Okay.
When did this happen?
About a month or so ago, a couple of months ago.
Wow.
But
again, I don't...
That planet, for sure, that's where the Lexington was being held last time I saw it. It's a good place to start as any, even though it's potentially a hallucination.
Okay. I mean, I have good record that the U.S.S. Lexington was, shot down over this moon. So we're just going to check it out. And, you know, if your story proves true, we'll absolutely go to that other planet. We'll see what stasis is going on. We'll figure it out. But that all could have happened, like, before this incident.
This makes sense. It's decided. That's what we're doing.
Also dealing with a race of aliens that can teleport planets.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, your theory sounds good too.
Cool.
I have a question.
Harvey.
If we find the Lexington,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm able to get her moving again and she can fly,
Mm-hmm.
what's next after that?
She looks at Pasha.
Well, that's a great question. I mean, obviously, we have to make contact with other Federation forces. Yes, I'm not even sure what the layout is in terms of where we are in relation to the station. We need to. Gosh, I don't know.
And she's like, kind of like, she stood up, she started walking over to you, and she's got the broadest kind of smile on her face.
Mm-hmm.
The Akaru.
We have ships. We've got, what, 6 frigates? It'll take some time to get there, but if we need firepower, it depends on whether or not we are going to try and take that station back or regroup with the Federation.
She looks over to the Starfleet officers and she says, it's not their ships that we need. We need to get to the bottom of the Iriax.
You want to talk to their leader?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think they weren't particularly talkative the last time we were there. Why do you think they'll be different now?
Well, gosh, it sounds like I'm bragging. You got me.
I mean, yeah,
Sure.
Pasha. I mean,
I'm not a Karubak, but I'm pretty well respected, and I was sent here
Okay.
because of that. So maybe I could get her ear.
okay.
You know, the thing is to understand about the Iriax and Daeon is that, above all things, she is forward-thinking and decisive. And maybe she was a person of few words back then because they wanted to move forward with the conversation. But this is obviously a big deal. And contact with them, it could be very helpful.
I'm less concerned about the Iriax, and I'm more concerned about the Tilical that started tidal waves the second we started poking around on that planet.
Yep.
Dabo. You got it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pasha. We're going to need to have a poke around on your planet.
I guess that's fine. I can't stop you, and I would rather move on rather than. How long is this meeting going to be?
This wasn't a meeting.
This feels like what we would call a meeting, because we've had this conversation has gone on for a really long time.
Okay.
Oh, this is just life in Starfleet.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
talk.
it's a lot of meetings. That's why
A
I never
lot.
joined.
Terrific, great. Usually for us, meetings are like, "Hey, I'm going to do this. Okay, great. I'm doing this. Terrific," and then we're done. So.
Okay, so in the sense of efficiency, Pasha,
Yes.
there is a species of alien currently residing beneath your planet.
Do I know
guarded.
that, Sam?
Nope. You don't know anything that Susie's about to reveal to you.
Okay, Susie, give me the lore drop.
Species of alien residing underneath your planet in a dormant sleep, or so we thought, until we visited, spoke to your Iriax, and then they somewhat awakened, started causing seismic disruptions, which would have caused tsunamis, which would have flooded most of your planet, and then spoke to us, saying, "Leave us alone."
Wow, that is That's unexpected. And honestly, I'm surprised I hadn't heard anything.
Well, your Iriax seems to be in denial about it. When we spoke to them, they seem to not acknowledge any of it, even though they are what we know to be a protector. I've met someone like your Iriax before.
Listen, it's the first time hearing about it too.
Well, at least I'm not the only one.
And I pride myself on being in the loop. Oof.
Yeah, same.
Sorry, Eka, a lot's been going on lately.
Yeah, you stabbed Kargan.
Did he manage to get my mechlith
yeah.
out of his arm?
Yeah, it's now on the door of Eka's place.
Oh, that's nice.
New decoration.
I'll go back and get it. It was my grandma's.
He wanted to send a message
Mm.
because he knows we're friends.
He'll have his message. Anyway, Tilakal, planets, gravity, things.
Yeah. All
This way.
because the Romulans are doing this. And she's like, boop, 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 boop. And on the sensors, there's a visualization of a Romulan warbird in the system. Having decloaked now, it's projecting an energy beam, somewhat like a tractor beam. And with a couple of the larger asteroids, they're just like flicking them.
See, this is what happens when the Federation doesn't, like, take stewardship of important alien artifacts that can do shit like that. Sorry, my language.
No, I that's fine. Please, you're allowed to be angry. I think your emotions are valid.
Oh, you're one of those. Okay.
Hmm?
Nothing.
Yeah.
What weapons complement does the Lexington have?
Well, I'll put up the specs right here. I put the specs up on the view screen. Or whatever console we got.
So 360-degree phaser banks,
Mm-hmm.
primarily coming out of the... I want to say ventral is the bottom bit. I don't know. The bottom of the saucer.
So.
There's dorsal and there's ventral, and I don't know which is
Yeah.
which. You're welcome to correct me in the chat.
I think dorsal's top.
Yeah, I think dorsal's
Dorsal
top.
fin. Dorsal fin.
Yeah.
Ventral. What did I say? Ventral? No.
It's an
They got
educational
phaser banks
episode
on
of the
this.
show.
It is. It's a lot of information.
Yeah, I think ventral is correct.
Ventral saucer section. Phaser banks. It's got some photon torpedoes. It's got a little tractor beam.
Okay.
That's what it's got.
Ventral, on or relating to the underside of an animal.
Oh, yeah, there
plant.
you go.
Boom.
Yes. Boom. Someone's
got
watched
it.
Star
I
Trek.
knew it. It's me. I've watched it.
Did they have any weapons at the rear, the Constitution? I can't remember.
I don't think we've ever seen.
I don't think
any...
we've ever seen.
It was in the original
fire from
series,
the
right?
rear,
So it's
yeah.
like there's that little white dome at the very middle of the bottom of the
Yeah.
saucer, and it just goes with
beep,
like
beep,
blue
beep.
lasers. Yeah.
And I can't remember any of the movies of it firing.
Well, because the movies they changed the ship, didn't they?
They did. It's still a Constitution, but it's a
Yeah, it's the
retrofit,
it's
right?
the refit. Yeah. We're getting very
Alright,
nerdy
so-
tonight. Okay.
We can't exactly go hunting Romulans, but we can defend ourselves if they do attack.
Precisely. And we need the speed and the ruggedness. The Constitution class had a real ruggedness to them back in the day, and it's just going to make this whole operation a whole lot easier. And like with the events of the stupid fucking Klingons, no offense, you know, more the council. Anyway, we just like we need a starship. The Admiral's not got a starship in the sector anymore, and the Cass, she's not exactly up to hunting Romulans. So
Right, well, our first port of order then. Let's get to Lexington. Let's get it up and running, and then we can make our move from there.
Great. Efficient enough for you, Pasha?
It's like being at home.
Good. I like
That's
that.
sarcasm. Well done, Pasha.
No, I'm being earnest.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
That was
All
supposed to be a compliment. I'm sorry if it didn't come across that way.
Natalie taps away at the helm, and you impulse to the moon that she is pushing towards. With a few scans from the runabout, Harvey, you get some telemetry on a intact but derelict Constitution class vessel. Its registry from the visuals give it the designation of 1709, the U.S.S. Lexington. From the scan, your kind of damage report indicates all of its systems pretty much disabled.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything from structure all the way through to comms. So the whole 6 systems that you have on the character sheet there.
Great. Fantastic. Did she crash land on a moon?
Okay, for sure.
Is she on the moon?
She's on the moon. Yeah.
Like landed on a moon.
Crash
a Constitution
landed
class.
on a moon. Go with the narrative with me, Tom.
Okay,
Don't think about it
that's
too
fine.
hard.
I'm just trying to yeah. Okay.
Go ahead and make me, if you want a bit more, do you want a bit more info then, like about
Yeah.
the crash and stuff? Go ahead and make me an engineering test. What ability did you want to use with that?
I mean, I suppose I could do reasoning.
Yeah,
Like
reason
the
and
logical
engineering
how it. Yeah.
works fine for me.
Uh,
Damage reporting, like diagnosing a problem, that kind of focus. Have you got something like that?
no, not
No.
really.
Okay.
No, we'll just go with.
Well, this is just going to
that.
be difficulty 0, and so with the momentum that you score, you can ask me questions about it.
Do.
Cool. Well, so I've already given you the basic information. It's crash landed on the moon. All of its systems are disabled. So is there anything that you'd like to ask me? And bear in mind that you've got 3 momentum in the pool, so you could ask up to 3 questions if you wanted to. Some, like extra stuff.
So from the scans, does it feel like if I could get the engines up and running, she'll be able to fly? Like we could take off. It's not like buried under rock or anything.
100%.
It is like on the surface.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, so, once you get the engines up and running, you've got power, you can fly. Once you've got structure up and running, you've got life support.
Okay.
Once you've got the computers up and running, you can do complex bits and bobs. Once you've got the sensors up and running, you've got eyes and ears out into space. And once you've got weapons online, and, comms as well, don't forget, but once you've got weapons online, you've got a bit of defensive capability as well. Shields are tied to, they're a little bit kind of tied to engines and like structure, but what I would say is basically once you get the engines operational, you can start to charge up the shields. So if you need them, you can activate them.
Okay. I am going to display that damage report for everyone to see.
What's the class of this moon?
I don't know.
Good question.
What's the importance?
Is it
What's the
breathable?
importance? It's not breathable. No. So
Okay.
it's an EV suit situation.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Hey, get to use that focus.
Yeah. I put the thing up and I'd show the damage report. And this is the state of the Lexington. She's in pretty bad shape, Chief. Any priorities you want me to start on? I mean,
I'll take your lead on this one, Harv.
okay. Are we on a time limit here, Nat? I mean, how quick do we need to get this thing going?
I mean, we just don't need to be detected by the Romulans.
Okay. All right. Well, first things, I'll do the life support first, so we can breathe. I think that's a pretty good starting point, really. And and then it would be whether or not you want me to get the engines online first so we can move, or whether the computers and the sensor systems online so we can find out where we're going. That'll be your call, Chief. But I can get the structure first, or at least attempt to.
All right. Burrell's
Okay.
already like pulling on the EV suit.
Yeah. Cool. Pasha, have you any experience in engineering?
Nope. Well, a little. But mostly planet-bound stuff. I'm not a beginner, but mostly science, engineering,
Okay.
that sort of stuff.
In that case, then I think maybe it'd be best if you stay on the shuttle and do scans of the ship to assist our repairs.
I would be happy to.
Eka, can't remember if one of your past lives were engineering.
Past what?
Oh, let's one last bit of small talk. I am of a species that has a joined symbiont. So
Oh,
I
yes.
I've lived several 8 technically lives.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd put that in the small talk pile, but that is fascinating and great.
Give me a I don't like to pull her out often.
Okay. We don't need to.
But desperate times. Okay. Yeah. Give me a couple minutes. I need to go have a conversation.
Right. Okay. Well, we got to put on the EVA suits anyway. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so proud of little Harvey, like giving little orders. Yeah.
Pasha's so pleased at the levels of efficiency being displayed today. By Harvey, by Burrell.
We can be efficient when we need to.
Love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's learning that.
Yeah, it's just not all the time, unfortunately.
Okay.
Right, it's just not a special trait.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so gang, repair to the structure, which is what you'll need to get life support back online, is difficulty 4. That's reduced from 5 because of the Constitution class rugged design, which you can see from the talents there on the ship.
Do I get any more because I got the trait, the Constitution class starship specs to help?
Yes, you will reduce that down to 3.
I have a question. Will that include all the repairs we do, or only specific things that we decide to use?
That's system by system. But that trait is in effect for the rest of your repair jobs.
Got ya.
All of them, yeah.
Oh wait, to use a trait though, don't I have to use something?
Nope.
Oh no. Okay. Cool.
Traits are just facts about the scene.
Okay. Cool.
We'd call this one done his homework or well researched or something, right?
Okay.
And it just means that you are prepared, and tests that are related to that are just easier.
Got ya. Okay. Right. Okay then. So we need 3 successes. Harvey has an EVA focus, and he's doing repairs in a EVA environment. I would like to use that if I could, please, as a focus.
Yeah, definitely. With your other focuses, I'll definitely give that to you as well.
Cool.
And we've got the whole gang assisting, right?
Well, yeah. I was gonna say we got Burrell, Eka when they've had a word with
Themselves.
with themselves. Dread to think what's coming out in that EVA suit.
Eka just sort of steps out with the EVA suit on. All right, let's get to work.
Okay. Are you okay, Eka?
Remember how I said that there's one of the first ones was a merchant on Kronos?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Before that was that was Joni, right?
Hmm.
Before that was Joni's wife. And there's a lot of trauma that sort of comes with me trying to bring out Unil. Unore Eka was the first.
So you've been paired with both sides of the romantic partnership.
Well, yes. So Joni wasn't joined, but then Unil had an accident in her workshop, and emergency situations, sometimes you gotta shift the slug from one body to the next, and
Is that a common phrase?
Sometimes.
I mean, maybe for Trill it is, actually. Maybe.
So Joni doesn't necessarily like to accept the fact that Unil is still sharing the whole consciousness through Eka.
Right.
It sounds complicated.
It is. It's very complicated.
I mean, you're going to be okay, right? You don't... Yeah?
Yeah, I'm okay. Unil was really good at... And, like, I'm halfway decent, but Unil was really good with everything, basically. Ships. You give her an engine or anything mechanical and she can figure it out. It might be a little slapdash, but it'll do.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Okay.
So, Chief, how do you want to do this? Do you want to work on just one system and concentrate on that, or split our effort so we maybe be able to get two systems up at once?
I think we should focus on one at a time. Make sure we do a good job. There's no sense in half-assing it and us falling apart the second we take off.
Okay. No problem. Pasha, if you could actively scan the ship with the help of Nat.
Absolutely. Sure. And you just want me to
repairs.
Direct repairs. I'd love to do that and use my command discipline to do that.
Let's do it.
He says, nonsensically.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Words.
Let's rock and roll.
What a strange person.
Cool. Yeah, so Harvey will be leading the task, so you'll be rolling to up to 5 d20s, depending on what you want to kind of spend here at this point of like momentum and threat. The rest of you are going to be rolling 1 d20 each with your own combination of attribute plus discipline. And if you have a focus that you think applies, you can apply that too, so you can increase the crit range.
I have a question. It's really more about the etiquette of the game, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know there's 3 dice, and we've got essentially 3 assists coming our way, right? Now, before anyone rolls, is it good etiquette to say, I want a momentum, so I roll 3?
You should really be saying before you get your assist rolls. I see you all diving into the chat and rolling the assists, but really you should be deciding, Tom, whether you want to spend momentum on more dice or not before everyone rolls their assist dice.
I would like to spend a momentum on an additional dice.
Okay.
One thing to consider is, this is kind of meta here, but Pasha has the talent called Advisor. And so when I assist using my command discipline, you can re-roll one of your d20s.
It's a good talent. I love that talent so much.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, and don't forget, I'm the boss trait, so I can give you your determination back if you spend it.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay.
Working title.
I'm gonna go with the roll, but I'll remember that. I'll remember the
beta testing.
I'm the boss. So, okay, I'm going to roll mine now.
What? So you're spending 1 point of momentum on your...
Yes, please, to get a third.
Yeah,
so I got
so
2 successes.
Okay.
I'm going to roll my assist. Boop.
Written. Oh, you're on fire tonight, Susie.
I rolled...
Rolled a 2.
What did I roll? A 2.
A 2. Very nice.
I'm using my focus of endurance because Burrell is doing the physical labor.
I love that.
So she's like dragons shit.
And I also rolled a 2.
Oh my god.
And that'd be using Unil's focus.
Yeah, the engineering past life thing. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have any focus to use, but would it be appropriate to roll presence command?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And how do I make it just do 1 d20 on the sheet?
So on your sheet, it should have like your task roll,
Yep.
And you've
and
got
just
1
put
to
one.
5, so just click 1, and then it should just roll 1 die.
Nice.
So Tom, free of charge, you can re-roll that dice that didn't score you anything.
You know what? Let's do it. Free of. How many times can we use that constantly through this thing?
If
I don't see
Pasha
a
is
limit
advising
in the
you,
description.
absolutely. Yeah.
As long as I'm also rolling with command.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me just do a quick re-roll then. Oh, that's an additional 1, so I got 3.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
That's a lot of momentum.
Hey, I don't know
Friends.
anything about starships, but maybe try it this way.
Okay. All right. Are you sure you've
I
never
think-
worked on
Counterclockwise.
starships before?
Counterclockwise.
I think for Pasha, you've maxed out your momentum pool, by the way, guys. I think for Pasha, this is like a 12-year-old's comprehension exercise. This is just
absolutely.
like, this bit's meant to go here, and you're just got like, schematic what he's doing,
Right.
and you're just like coordinating.
I've never seen
It's
any
so
of these things
simple.
before, but I quickly can figure out what they all do together.
Yeah, all the shapes
And
and the
so it's
pictures
like-
and the numbers work together. You just gotta like.
He's having a blast.
Yeah.
Pasha, we should talk about you joining Starfleet at the end of this.
Oh, whew. Let's get this bird in the air to start with, right?
Someone's been reading Human Expressions.
Yeah, someone's been reading Earth literature.
Okay. You've got 6 momentum in the pool. You've got structure back online.
Brilliant. Okay.
So that is going to give you life support. The EV helmets come off. You can all breathe a little bit easier now. The air
that's
is
stale.
like it's not stale, but you breathe it a little bit, and it's kind of like cold and old. Like it's the temperature aboard the ship is starting to like rise again, and life support, because life support's not just oxygen; it's like everything, ambient temperature, everything like that, and component parts of the atmosphere. So like that's all starting to filter through. You get like a hint of like ozone a little bit, just that kind of like weird kind of smell in the back of your throat, and it starts to warm up, so you can start to shed the EV suit over the course of the next little while. I would let you guys spend 3 momentum apiece. No, do you know what? I'm going to take that back. I'd let you spend all 6 of those momentum to just reactivate another system. Right now, same repair, same amount of time. Harvey's just that good. We jump-started the structure, suddenly something else kicks in.
Chief, your call.
Damn it, let's do it. I mean, screw it. We can't
Okay.
get any more momentum. We've maxed it out, so.
I like to think that because everyone was working so efficiently, Burrell probably like shit moving things, getting all in place, Eka doing basically. I like to think that Eka took so much pressure off Harvey as well because of their knowledge from the previous symbiont, that he was able to kind of like tinker with another system while that was going on. So he was kind of like multitasking until eventually I think Eka just took over and he ended up getting this going well.
The good thing about this host is like these shifts were actually just about in vogue when
Oh yeah.
when I was yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you got to think as well, guys. You're in the corridors. You're in the main engineering of like the original series. It's all like those weird hexagonal corridors, like grey, military kind of grey, and like big red girders and stuff like that. You got that whole thing around you, except like crashed in a bit and broken up and dusty.
So I like to think that I would like the system, if everyone is okay for me to do it, I would like to get the engines on, because engines is pretty much power, right? It's the power system, right? So I like to think that when life support came on, and all of the everyone was getting the EVA suits on, and it's pretty dark because obviously there's not much in the way of lighting. I like to think that Harvey just went up to one of the old buttons, the chunky buttons, a ching, ching, that they had in the old thing. And he just pushes a few buttons, and he just turns and goes, well, let there be light. And he presses them, that's coming up.
Hey, Harvey! Everybody, let's say congratulations to Harvey.
I mean,
No?
it was a
No?
collective kind of effort.
Well,
We
good
all
job,
did it.
everyone.
Yeah, I
Go
think
team.
that's more appropriate
Yeah.
for this. So, Nat, if you wanna, are we landing the runabout into the shuttle bay, or what are we doing with that?
Yeah, we will do.
Okay. No problem. Right. Well, we can continue working on some more systems to try and get them up and running, if you want.
I think we've got some bigger problems, folks.
Oh,
I'm going to spend 6 threat.
I knew I should have kept that momentum.
Is it a Romulan away team? Can I be unleashed?
Unleash the morale. Let it unleash that pent-up frustration.
But decloaking in orbit around the moon is a huge Romulan warbird. Pasha and the rest of the crew, you will be aware that the CAS, the runabout that you have been in, is in orbit around the moon. But Pasha, like Natalie, doesn't seem calm, but she's not exactly rushing to the console or like rushing to like take evasive maneuvers or anything. She's just kind of still and slowly moving towards the helm.
Okay.
And yet, the three of you on the surface will remember that, hang on, the CAS is in orbit.
Yeah. I think Pasha doesn't wait for her. Like, he doesn't realize maybe it's a little sus or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
He just, like, jumps onto the comms. He's like, hey, remember those Romulans? They're like, bad news, right? There's a bunch of their ships in
She,
orbit.
like, slaps your hand away, like, gets
What?
your finger off the comm. She's like, cut comms.
Why?
They can intercept the
Doesn't
transmission.
make any sense. How can... okay. He cuts the comms. He doesn't know who to listen to.
So she, again, taps away at the helm. You see, and you can see kind of there's straight out a couple of viewports that aren't like screens. They're literally windows out the front of the runabout. So you can see it kind of turn and bank and head down towards the moon itself. I'll get us down. Don't worry. Once we're on board, I'll just brief Harvey. Just got to keep the power low, keep it quiet. Hopefully they'll do a scan.
But what about the other ship, the one in orbit?
The one we're in, we'll be fine. Don't worry.
Oh, our ship. Do I know, like, is there something I can do with insight to like read?
For sure.
I imagine like she's hard to read.
Oh, for sure. But like,
in her business,
absolutely.
Could I do say insight command?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Is there a focus you think you could use here?
Oh gosh, I mean, I could use mediation. I could use hostile negotiation.
Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of getting a read on people thing. That's part of all of those, I think. Yeah, 100%.
Diplomacy. So that would be task roll 3. Is that right?
2. So you'd be rolling two dice. Yeah, the focus gives you just a wider crit range. Put focus is yes. And then I'm going to tell you, this is going to be difficulty 3.
Fun.
Did you want to add any more d20s to your roll?
Maybe. Yeah. How would I spend something to do that?
So at this point, you've got no momentum, so you'd be giving me threat. So if you want 1 extra die, that will cost you 1 threat, and I'll add it to my pool. If you want 2 extra dice, then that would add 3 threat to my pool. And if you want 3 more dice, so you'd be rolling 5 dice, that would cost you a total of 6 threat that I just basically spent.
I think Pasha, for the most part, trusts in his ability to read people and understand them just because of his line of work.
Mhm.
But I will maybe buy one
Yeah.
more d20.
Cool.
So I roll 3.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
All right. Task roll 3, right?
Yep. Focus is on.
Beep. Beep.
Ooh, was that a 20?
I don't know. Was it? Yes.
That little 0? Yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
so that is a complication.
It's a
So
1
you,
and a 20.
yeah, so you succeed because you got the
Mhm.
three successes you needed. But yeah, there is a complication there. I'm actually just going to bank those 2 threat instead of it introducing a complication. I don't think there's one that's too obvious to yours and Natalie's situation right now that will really kind of do that. But she for sure is kind of covering something up in the way that people just kind of like try and skirt an issue or try and just kind of breeze over something.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's nothing that you would immediately jump to conclusions about. You don't know enough about like her and her situation on the Federation to really kind of
She's
know.
being withholding. That's
Definitely,
something he's used
yeah.
to.
But she, and you know, it's like you're just unaware of these cultures and this kind of technology and stuff.
Right.
But you're not dumb. Like she's an intelligence operative.
Right. Right.
And
I know what espionage is. I know what.
yeah,
You know, like,
exactly. Yeah. So she's been like this this whole time. But there's definitely something about how dismissive she's being that she doesn't want to like address why the runabout was perfectly fine.
Yeah. Do I know enough by now to know if there's another way to contact the team on the surface? Like subtly.
You don't. There isn't.
Okay.
Okay. Right now, you don't have any momentum to.
Right. Yeah.
Get that essentially at the moment.
Okay. At that point, he's just going to like bide his time and
All right.
see where this goes.
You, from the viewports out the front, you can see the kind of like the very rear of the that bottom like cylinder of the Constitution class. You can see the back, like the little butt, the little dome of it, like start to fan and open out. So that's the shuttle bay essentially that you're heading into. The runabout is a tight squeeze, but it manages to just set down inside the shuttle bay, and those little doors just slowly close up around it. The 3 of you hear the shuttle bay like open, and then something land, and then slowly close again. Out of the like viewports and stuff, there's windows in this little Connie class and stuff. Yeah. You can see a little Romulan warbird off in the distance.
Oh.
Love that for us.
I'll get working on the shields.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head to the cargo bay.
How are you approaching that, like, shuttle bay? You suspecting Romulans?
Yeah, she's gonna get there as quick as she can, but like once she gets to like the doors where she would be vulnerable to attack, she's gonna be a little bit cautious, just in case. She can see the warbird, but she knows the shuttle might have been coming when the comms got cut. So she's got a little phaser, like a little away kit phaser. So it's just ready, just in case.
Yeah. Okay. You see those large shuttle bay doors start to slowly kind of grind open, actually. And then Natalie, so Nat and Pasha are just leaving the runabout that they've managed to squeeze into this shuttle bay, and so they're starting to make their way, and it's not like they're kind of like going from cover to cover or sneaking around. Nat's just kind of walking through, little phaser at her hip and stuff like that, and she's kind of taken a couple of like deep breaths and just kind of like smelled the air and is like, yeah, okay, breathable, and then is kind of like heading through towards where you are, but she hasn't spotted you yet.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna Burrell just there for a minute. She's like making sure, she looks around them. They seem to be unbothered. Natalie is unbothered in her lane, moisturized. But Burrell's, she can't turn it off. Like she's looking, making sure nobody followed them in.
Yeah. Okay. Make me an insight and security check.
Insight security.
Difficulty 1.
Straight roll this.
Yeah, it's a difficulty 1.
Just one success.
Yeah, you don't spot anybody. Like you probably got like a tricorder on you too. So you've, there are no transporter signatures around or anything like that. The Warbird, if you kind of, look up through one of the portholes, is just kind of in orbit of the moon.
Okay. So yeah, I'll wait for them to catch up, get to the doors. Just, I'll walk up to them a little bit. I'm like, welcome to the Lexington.
Thanks. It was a little bit hairy up there.
I assume you didn't detect anyone coming down with you?
They'll undoubtedly be scanning the derelict. So we just need to sit tight. Don't let Harvey turn on any more main power systems, I guess. And then once they're off, we can start her up proper and get going.
Mm-hmm.
Is Pasha here for this? I was in the bathroom.
That's okay. Yeah. So you're walking up through the corridor from the shuttle bay with Natalie, and now with Burrell.
Pasha, when Pasha sees Burrell, there will be just the slightest panic eyes directed at them. Just like
I'll put a hand on Pasha's arm, says you're okay. It's fine.
Yeah, we're all gonna be fine. I mean, we'll just take our time, relax for a little bit, not get anything done.
Come on. We'll give you something to do. Take your mind off it. I'll walk
Great.
Pasha up to where Harvey is working on the shields. And like hand them a bit of busy work to do.
Yeah.
Are we alone?
Yeah.
When we walk off?
If you want to be, you absolutely can be.
So like he just like very low volume. I'm still learning etiquette and procedure about a lot of things. Natalie didn't seem concerned when the Romulans showed up. I mean, I know that my definition of casual is different from a lot of other species. She was extra casual. Just don't know if that's a problem or not.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Pasha. Be efficient. I don't know.
Something smells weird. Yeah. Do you have that phrase where you come from? Does that translate? Something smells weird.
It kind of translates. I get what you mean.
Do you have fish? It smells like dead fish.
It's fishy. That's what we would say.
Fishy. That's a fun word. We don't have that.
It's good. Okay. Yeah, it's got a little ring to it.
Yeah. It smells like dead fish.
Just be careful around her with what you tell her.
Oh. Okay. I gave her all my secret weaknesses. I'm just kidding. That's a fun joke to lighten the mood. I'll go help Harvey.
And Burrell, it's that camera, her eyes just look at Natalie for a minute.
Music stinger.
Yeah. I should change the music, actually. We've got there's a derelict music thing. Where is it? These are my sound effects. Ambience. More decloaking. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, here we go. That'll do. Okay. My little engineering team. Natalie steps through into main engineering, where the two of you are, and she says, Romulan Warbird in orbit. Harvey, don't turn on any other main systems just for now. Let them scan the derelict. Hopefully some of the old rugged hull will protect our life sign signatures, and they'll be on their way.
Okay. Sure. I'll turn off the power again, and hopefully they won't detect us. And he'll lower all powers to like bare minimum. Just
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
I mean, he could even take off life support. We can go back in EVA.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
No? Okay.
It's fine.
Nice.
Just if you chuck main power down, the backup batteries and everything in these old things, secondary reactors, they'll keep life support humming. That's all we need.
Okay. Sure.
To the Romulans, it'll be an all power fluctuation. Hopefully.
And if it's not?
Then we need to get out of here pretty quick, which means you need to work on the next thing. What's the next thing?
I was going to work on the shields.
Great.
Shield/weapons.
Weapons? Sure.
Great
choice.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
If you can get the computers back up and running, maybe we can start to piece together a little bit of the mystery of the Lexington as well. That would really help me out.
Ooh, I love mysteries.
Okay. Sure. Hey, Eka, do you want to like work on? Do you want to work on the computers or the weapons?
I think I could probably work on the weapon systems for you.
Okay. I'll take computers then. Hopefully, we'll get them both up and running.
I can help whoever needs help.
Well, I think we'll both need help, so dealer's choice, Pasha.
Man, I'd love to hear about the history of this ship.
All right.
All that. Yeah,
Well,
really solve that mystery. Have you guys heard? I've been reading Earth literature as previously established. Have you guys heard about Sherlock Holmes?
No, actually, I haven't. I've never heard of him. I don't
In
know
the
what-
background,
character,
Burrell is
you know,
dragging chairs to make some waist-high cover just in case Romulans come in. And she goes,
Building a
my dad was more of a
barricade.
Poirot fan. And she's
Hey,
I
like,
don't
me
know that
too.
one. Oh
Ah.
wow, that sounds cool.
What, they were like detectives, or?
Yeah. It was a series of. He was a character in a series. He's like helping him while they're talking.
Yeah, as we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a series of books and Arthur Conan Doyle.
Oh,
Who wrote the? What was it? Poirot? Who was that? Is that Agatha Christie?
Agatha Christie.
I don't know. It was my dad.
Oh.
He liked them. I never read them.
Add it to my list.
She's
Man.
checking, making sure she's got good sight lines.
Just ready.
Just talking about famous literary detectives and.
I mean, this is peak Star Trek, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, Harvey would ask Pasha if there are any like thingy detectives novels on his planet. And, you know,
yeah,
like-
sure. But to be honest, a lot of the Earth literature that I'm reading is pretty long. And
Yeah.
typically when we have mysteries, it tells you on the first page who did it.
Yeah. I knew it was going that
Because let's
way.
not beat around the bush, right?
I knew
Just get to
it. The detective novellas are like a page or two.
Yes, it's
long,
like-
they go straight
It's
to
like
it.
James Stevenson was walking down the street when Diane Sawyer shot him in the face.
Because there were cameras
it?
everywhere, the police were able to locate him and find him immediately.
It's just a news report.
And the
Yeah,
Erie
pretty
X and
much.
Dayon is in every story. As they
Uh,
grow.
Hey, if when we get our back to the station and I can reestablish the Hollow Suites, remind me to load up some Dixon Hill mysteries for you.
Dixon Hills?
Dixon Hill, yeah.
Oh, okay. That'd be great. Are those very long?
You get to play as Dixon Hill solving a mystery.
What? It's a game? That sounds like fun for the time that you set aside for recreation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that later this afternoon if I get my 5 minutes. That'll be terrific.
It'll take a little longer than 5 minutes, but hey, let's go.
I'll break it up.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll start working on
Weapons.
the weapon systems.
Cool.
Sure.
All right. And Chief, are you assisting
Yeah, I'll
with
help.
weapons? All right, cool.
Yes.
This will be engineering, obviously, and then different attribute for each of you depending on how you're going about the repair work or how you're assisting it. Any focuses related to starship weapons, or obviously with your talent, you've got a focus essentially, Eka. So you're all good there. And this is going to be difficulty 4 because Harvey's not working with you. It's Harvey who did his homework.
I'm gonna use reason and engineering.
Okay, cool. Any momentum or determination spends? Extra
we don't
dice.
really have any momentum.
Yeah.
But if I give you a threat,
Mm-hmm.
if I give you a threat, I can have an extra die, and I would like that, please.
Okay,
if
that's
that's
done.
okay with everybody
Cool.
else. And then Burrell, you helping me out?
Yeah, I will do control and engineering.
Beautiful.
Got to be precise when you're dealing with weapons.
It's very true. Roll me them dice. Give that random number generator a spin.
All right, RNG.
Don't fail us now.
Oh,
Oh,
and then
before you.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's done it though, right? They're 20s.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure was.
Show us 2 20s that roll
Sure
20
was 2
gave
20s.
us.
Uh-huh.
Burrell, I
That's-
think you
that's-
might be in luck. I think you might be being unleashed very soon. Okay. So I think you've come out of main engineering and you're now working on, cause this is taking time. So you're now working on various kind of parts, little Jeffries tubes. They've got those weird Jeffries tubes that go up at a big angle, haven't they? There's like the ladder, I think, from the original series, because that's where all the tribbles fell out from, right? I think I'm right in saying something like that. I'm guessing at this point. I didn't watch the original
Technically
series.
speaking,
It's
that was on Space Station K9. Thank you very much.
I didn't watch the original
was.
series. I don't know.
Yeah. I mostly know it from Trials and Tribulations.
Oh
the
yeah,
DS9.
that I did watch. That was very fun. Especially the little cutaway with Cisco where he was just like handed the captain a little pad thingy. Yeah, that. That's where you are. We did it. And with 2 successes, you have not managed to get the weapons back online by the time that you hear another couple of transporter signatures. Burrell. These little alien transporter signatures. And 2 Romulan Ulans. So they're kind of like scouty, foot soldier type people. Beam down the corridor from you, looking the other direction, both with like, I don't think they've got full UV suits. They've got some kind of like horrible alien little respirator things that kind of, you know, make them look like baddies, right? So they've got these little respirators, disruptor pistols are out, they've got the big shoulder pads going on, and they're just like looking around, lights on. There's probably a light on the disruptor pistol or something, and they're just like having a scope around. What would you guys do?
Well, ordinarily, the honourable thing would be to call out and challenge them. However, this is not ordinary circumstances. I would like to just start blasting, please.
So anyway, I started blasting.
So anyway.
Okay, let me get the Romulan Ulan out. Alright, so I've got 2 of these boys. You are going to go first in your little turn sequence. Range attacks difficulty 2. So with you've got your, is it like is it a disruptor pistol? Is it a phaser pistol? What did you have? Phaser, type 2 phaser. Lovely. So roll a control and security test for me, please. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
You should have checked out one of those armory lockers to get one of those big ray guns, the original.
Tom, I had that. Here's the thing, Tom. You
Wow.
did this. I had an entire armory on me, but you teleported me away. So I don't have it.
Yeah.
All right.
This is your fault. If we die,
Look.
it's on you.
Look. Normally, those things teleport with you if I transmog you.
Some fun rules things. Each of those complications generated 2 threats, so actually 4 threat in total, which means that 4 Romulan Ulans beamed down here.
Okay.
Second
that's
of
great.
all, Susie, because we often play very narratively, very quickly. I wanted to make you aware of something. Type 2 phasers, they have the charge ability. You get to pick one of 3 things that you can set this phaser to do, basically. If I can find it, GM screen that I've got on my Roll20. Okay. You could make it so it's like you're picking the setting before you're firing, and then you're firing.
Yep.
You could make it an area attack. You could hit several targets at once. For every automatically affect any character or damageable object within reach of the initial target, and then 1 additional target within close range of the initial target for each effect rolled. So for each effect rolled, you'd get another Romulan.
Okay.
Or you can make it let me double check. Oh my god, you can do 4 different things. Jesus. You can make it intense, where the cost to avoid the injury for them increases by 1 threat spend, 1 threat point.
Okay.
You can make it piercing 2. I think piercing. Hang on. Yes. So piercing 2, for each effect you roll, you will ignore 2 points of their armor. Or you can make it vicious 1, and each effect will deal an additional point of stress.
Ooh, okay. I think for the opening salvo, whilst they're all neatly clustered in their little away team, completely unaware, we're going to do an area attack.
Okay.
I am mounting the metaphorical machine gun. I'm seeing that garrison. I saw the boys spawn. It's time.
Well, in my watch of the way of the warrior, they do phaser sweeps where they just they're just big arcs of phaserness at stuff. It's not just that little pew pew energy weapon thing that they usually do. This is the ridiculous thing with phasers. They introduce one thing one time, and you think, hang on a minute, why don't they just do that every time? That's so dumb. We'll just do the area effect every single time.
You might as well,
right? Are you shooting them to stun or to kill?
These are all just little plebs, right? There's no
Little
officers
plebs.
among them.
Yeah.
Okay, they're done. They're dead.
Okay.
To kill.
Cool.
It's us on them.
Thanks for the threat point.
You're welcome. Would you like another as I buy a die?
Absolutely, I would.
There you go. 10
Thank
double
you.
digits. We're back to
We're
how
back.
it should be.
We're back, friends. It's cool. So what effect are you going for? Area. You said.
Area. Yeah.
So yeah, the damage will just carry over to multiple people.
Okay.
Same damage. You don't have to split your damage. It just if you score a 6, it's 6 to every each of them.
Lovely.
It's not like
All
our
right,
weird dice situation with Game of Thrones where you have to split your dice up, multiple people and it's rubbish. No.
In this system, phasers are poison.
You know it. Actually, that's the
we'll never
alcohol
get
that
old.
Pasha's tried to imbibe and doesn't like. I'd love to think that he was literally oh, this is poison.
That's what was in. That's what he was thinking. Right on this spaceship, this drink is a poison.
Oh, this is poison. Why are
Very
you
bad.
drinking
I will
this?
not drink this.
We're microdosing poison, okay? All right, I'm rolling. 2 successes.
That's a hit. Roll your little damage.
Bloop. Oh.
You will hit 3 of those boys, and you will kill 3 of them. The 4th one rolls into cover, into the corner of the corridor, down the corner of the corridor, fires a very quick little disruptor blast at you. I'm going to spend 3 threat to roll 2 more dice with my little Romulan Ulan. And so I'm going to roll 4 of those. There's no focuses. There's no extra complication range. Focus uses none. This is what they're going to do. They're going to hit you with 5 successes. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Oh, that was fitness and security. That's okay. Fitness is lower than control. So
Oh.
let's keep that. We'll keep that. Fitness, because he rolled whilst he was doing his little shot. So that's fine.
It's in a John Woo movie. There's a dove somewhere. Like, we got it.
Absolutely. Okay, this is going to be vicious 1 with the little disruptor pistol. No effects. But that is 2, 4, 6, 7 stress. That is going to give you an injury. I did not spend a point of threat, so this is to stun.
Okay.
You can avoid this injury by giving me 2 threat, or you can try. So you'll avoid it. You'll just not be affected by it. It's that like close call. You get, the bulkhead around you gets hit or something like that, or you can spend your determination to just ignore the injury until the end of the scene.
Well, I have the second wind trait where I could spend my determination to just completely remove all stress that I suffer. So I could just be fine. But I'd have to use one of my values on this. And I think I would be the way forward is paved with the bones of the fallen. Like, I've fought, I'm a warrior. I've taken hits before. This is nothing.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I think rules is written, it's strictly about, like, after stress has been applied to you and injuries and but I like it. No, I like it. Okay. It's exciting. It's cool for the stream. We're going to do it. I bend the rules. Shut up, chat. But only if she screams it out at the Romulan.
Oh, yeah. I want her to be like
Klingon.
The half Klingon Terminator to this Romulan. He fires at her and she's just like, da-dum, screaming Klingon at him down the corridor.
Like, you get hit full on hit, and then it's just like, ugh, and you're just like, what? And just like,
I want to be the scariest thing this Romulan has ever seen.
Right? 3 of his mates have just died, and then he's just like shot you, and you've just like stood there.
Yep.
Eka, you've seen all this happen. What do you do?
I don't have a weapon, y'all. I am hiding, and I think I'm gonna grab one of those little side comm panels, and just say, Harvey, I don't know if you can hear this, but we're under
Harvey's
fire.
busy right now. It's Pasha. What's going on? He's got his hands full.
Communications are down. They don't work.
Communications are down.
Oh, communications don't work on the ship, do
yeah,
they?
they don't work.
Yeah.
Then I
That
think
would.
I've got a little,
I think
like,
You guys have the comm badges, yeah.
Yeah, just be like, oh,
we're kind of radio silence right now, but if you break that, that's absolutely on your call.
I kind of have to. I don't have a weapon or anything that I can defend myself with, and Burrell just went down, and I'll just be like, Harvey, Pasha, we got company.
You will look, as we've been discussing the intricacies of detective novels.
Mm-hmm. And tea. We've also been talking about tea.
And tea.
And why the black tea makes me feel jittery.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's why you need to...
But the herbal tea does it, and then it breaks through.
Yeah. I thought we were on comm silence. By the way, is Nat with us? Or is Nat elsewhere?
Yeah, Nat's with you.
He'll look at Nat and go,
She just pulls out a phaser and then heads off.
Shoots us. Oh, okay.
They couldn't do it right. Death for everyone.
Yeah. I think Nat's got this. I think.
That might be so, but I better go check on the commander.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll continue working on this.
Okay, you got this, bud.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Make sure to stay close to Nat. I don't want you getting lost on the ship.
Okay. She's already gone.
Yeah. She went left.
Susie, for the sake of Pasha's roles and that medical bit as well, I think I'm gonna give you a trait from that situation there, where it's just like lingering. It's like a knot or a stitch. It's just like lingering numbness or something, right?
I like that, like in the shoulder or something like that.
Yeah.
Hole in uniform.
Yeah. So like, you know,
singed hole in uniform.
Yeah, so like fitness rolls, melee, it's going to be more difficult, right, with that kind of thing. But yeah, that's good. You've got a little like trait on you right now. Okay, back over to the turn sequence. The Romulan Ulan is going to fire back at you. I am going to use control and security this time. I'm going to spend 1 dice. So I'm down to just the 6th threat there. Rolling 3 and 3 successes. 1 point of threat for me based off of that roll. I'm going to roll an extra dice on my like attack roll. So damage roll, sorry. Yeah, always. So disruptive pistol's usually a 5 there, so this is going to be 6 challenge dice. Oh. That is 10 stress.
Hello?
Definitely an injury.
Yeah.
Should have saved your little talent there, shouldn't you, really?
Should have saved
saved your talent.
Did it too early.
What's your like total stress track? What's the full you could take?
14 is my total.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you've got 4 left, and you've been dealt 1 non-lethal injury. Mm-hmm. So essentially, if you decided not to give me 2 threat right now, you'd hit the deck. You're out. You're out for the count for a little bit, basically. Mm-hmm. So it's 2 threat to me or out for the count. Yeah,
2 threat to you. I
think.
Okay. Because Eka's here. They don't have a weapon.
Yeah. Okay. Natalie and Pasha, you can hear round the corner, but haven't quite got here yet. But actually, I am going to hand it back over to you guys, effectively. So it's up to you guys. Any 3 of you could go right now.
I'd like to start. I'm in basically what's essentially the main weapon system / armory potentially.
Yeah.
Can I look around for a phaser, or like it's gonna be old? It's gonna be old. It might not have a charge, but let's see if it'll work. I'm gonna look around.
For sure.
Try and search for.
I think this is going to be your action for this turn. Yeah. So it's going to be a roll. This is effectively what you can do this turn. But yeah, if you make for me it's either going to be like daring or insight and security.
I think I'm going to go with insight, because I think it's like, if I was a Federation issue phaser from 100 years ago, where would I be?
Imagine you're a phaser.
Imagine.
Put
yourself in the shoes of that phaser.
Difficulty 1 for this test.
All right. It's 2 successes.
All right. So you scored a point of momentum, and you find an old, dusty Type 2 phaser. One of the classic little black, little phasers, dark grey phasers from the show. Yeah.
Just blow the dust off of it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll quickly.
And in fact, I tell you what. Actually, what I think, just for I'll spend a point of threat just because I want to kind of fuck with this a little bit, because I just did this weird thing I know. So like you're trying to make it work. You're kind of trying to fiddle with it. That little silvery top compartment isn't attached properly. But you kind of mess it up a little bit. It kind of flops out, but it hits the deck a little bit, and a little phaser stream comes out the other end of it. So like that type. So you've got a Type 1 phaser, which is a little bit less powerful, but you've got the little silver little phaser rather than the full pistol.
All right. Good enough. And yeah, I'm just gonna use the rest of my turn to sort of move into position, like around a door, and like try and lay down suppressing fire.
Yeah, you'll have a couple of challenge dice of cover that you can use to try and absorb some of the damage from any attacks. That works. Cool.
I mean, as soon as we get around the corner, Pasha is doing like calculus in his head of like, okay, it looks like the chief is injured. I don't want to dishonor them, but also they probably need medical attention. Like trying to figure out like what's the appropriate thing to do in this situation. Also, it appears dangerous in there. So Pasha is probably going to keep a distance and try to like can maybe just give a little shout over and be like, are you hurt? Should I stay in cover? What's going on?
I think you would see Burrell. She like kind of acknowledges you exist. She's keeping her eyes on the Romulans, but after that second hit, I think it like got her on the cheek, so she has that like little hero cut on the cheek. Cool, there's blood just like pouring down the side of her face. Awesome. Yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah, and very painful. But she sort of just shouts back, "Just keep in cover."
All right, and he pulls out a disruptor pistol and holds it like he has no idea what it is.
Oh, all right. Do you want to, as a group, hand back over to the Romulan? Wait, I did my second thing right. Oh no, all three of you go now, actually, because it's like there's one of them. They've taken their turns. Now it's you guys.
I would like to finish my murder streak, please. He shot me twice. He has to die.
You want a KD of 4-0? Let's try it.
I do.
Okay. Control plus security.
Yeah.
Difficulty 2.
Control. All right.
You got a point of momentum in the pool.
Do you mind if I spend that momentum, chaps?
Do it. Do it.
All right.
Cool.
Blup. 3 successes. And a complication.
And
another 20.
And a complication.
Someone gets in the way.
No, I'll
It's me, my character dies.
I'll narrate it as we roll the damage dice.
Oh god, it explodes in my hand.
Well,
gonna
hey,
blow
sorry,
up.
right, hang on 1 second. What kind of phaser like thing did you want? Do you want like vicious 1, penetrating 2, area, intent?
No, we don't need area anymore because there's just 1 left. I'll change it to vicious.
Okay.
The bloodlust is there.
So
You
any
must die.
effects you count as extra at this point. The thing won't do it automatically for you. So any effects you see count an extra 1 on top of those.
Roger. Oh.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You is this a shot to kill?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the point of threat, because that's not the Starfleet choice.
It's not.
You disintegrate this Romulan. Because they can. Those things can do that. There is no longer a Romulan standing where you just shot. Unfortunately, the phaser blast went through the Romulan too, and at the other end of the weapon system, something goes bang. And you know how Starfleet ships are built, rocks fall from the ceiling, it all sparks and stuff like that happen at the end of the corridor. You've just made the repairs 1 more difficult with your reckless abandonment with your phaser.
Listen, Tom, shake your head. I saved your life. A Romulan sneezed on you, you'd die. So don't even start.
Please, I went 1-on-1 with a Klingon. Ronman's got nothing on me.
Okay. All right. But Burrell's gonna like turn around and she's like holding that numb shoulder.
Pasha runs up. Oh, yeah. That looks painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, come here, and just starts doing science medicine on it.
Sure.
You get hang on. Are you doing a first aid task?
Sure. Yes.
Then you can reduce the difficulty of that task by 1, because I have a lot of redundant organs that make it easier to heal me.
If you're doing a little scan of Burrell as you're doing this, she's got like 2 hearts, a couple more livers than she needs, loads of bones, just like there's all sorts of stuff going
bones
on
all
here.
Over the place.
Yeah, that you're
lot
just
of
like,
extra ribs.
wow.
I mean, everything for Pasha is weird. So like you know, he's in for a penny, in for a pound. So he's like, wow, I got a lot of stuff in there. All right.
I love this energy.
And just is like scanning her and tries to like basically tend to the most grievous of wounds first.
All right.
Control medicine.
Control medicine. Absolutely.
What would the complication be?
No complication range increase, so that would just be 1.
1, and I'm rolling 2 die. Yes.
So yeah, so the difficulty to effectively like fix these injuries would be 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Would you like to roll any extra dice?
Nope.
Okay.
just roll the two
Any
of
of your
them.
focuses that apply?
Oh yeah, sure, for sure. Emergency medicine would have been
Beautiful. Yep. Perfect.
All right. It's 2 successes.
Exactly what you needed. And Burrell, you are no longer numb. You're good.
There we go.
The dermal regenerator regenerates the dermis.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
There you go. Science. Star
I
Trek
bet
science.
it hurt more than it wasn't as serious as it felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those guys are dead. I can't help them.
No, that's by design.
Yeah.
We can't take the risk. I'm sorry. And, and she looks like around at like Eka. She feels a little like feeling a little guilty for breaking that Starfleet sort of thing. But it was them or us.
I found a phaser.
Eat.
Is that a phase?
Yeah, type 1, really old. It's very dusty and got a little bit of a hair trigger, so maybe someone should take this off me.
Do you want to swap?
I've got this holds the disruptor pistol.
Tell you what, Burrell takes the disruptor. She
Thank
hands
you.
her type 2 phaser to Eka. And then she holds on to the old like TOS phaser too. I'll keep all of these.
I'll be all right. I think that like Pasha has this moment where he turns, and this is the first time he's seen a Romulan, right? And one thing about the Akaru, as we know them, is they have a lot of physiological similarities to Romulans and Vulcans.
Yep.
So he has like the pointed ears and a little bit the eyebrow fantasticness going on.
Yeah.
And there's like a long pause where he's just like looking at them. And his wheels are spinning, that's all.
100%. Natalie sighs, looks up the corridor where Pasha is, looks over to you, Burrell, after that, and says, "We don't really have time for whatever is going on with Pasha. The Romulans are going to want to know what happened. I mean, what's your Romulan impression like?"
Burrell just pulls her face. Not great.
She walks over, I guess, with you to the 3 Romulans, the 4th having been vaporized, and she just kind of picks each up by the scruff of the kind of collar, pulls one up. She's kind of surprisingly strong for her frame and being human. She kind of pulls a guy up and she's like, no. Pulls another guy up, no. She pulls like a kind of blonde Romulan woman up, that short kind of proper horrible bob haircut, and then she's like, yeah, okay. And she rifles around in the jacket, pulls up a communicator, and does the typical like Han Solo, everything's fine here, how are you, over the comms. So she's off, she starts to kind of wander, and she's giving she's she's giving kind of like very like Romulan vocab and kind of commands back to the ship, presumably the commander of the vessel, or to a sub-commander or somebody. Like, she's doing a really good impression of impersonating Romulan over comms.
Is she now?
It's a really good party trick that she picked up a while back.
It's just Susie and I do this. I'm sowing the little seeds.
Yeah.
They're germinating.
Oh no, I'm buying into your GM shenaniganery. I'm selling this for you. I'm helping you out here.
I just want everyone. I see you, Samantha. I see you. I know you. Okay.
Oh, too well at this point. When it comes to GMing. But yeah, absolutely. So she's giving Romulan very, very, very well.
I bet she is. Okay. Burrell is gonna like keep tabs on her as she's just sort of securing this corridor. She chimes in with Harvey. Harv, we don't have much time.
Oh, you're okay. Oh, good. Is everyone else okay?
Yeah, the Romulans aren't, but anyway, come on. We need to get the ship up and going as quick as possible.
And I'm gonna need a hand with the weapon systems, Harv. I can't make heads or tails of it.
Okay, sure. I'll be there just when I finish the computer systems.
And part of it might have exploded.
What? How?
Well, we shot a Romulan a little too well.
Oh, right.
The ships might be rugged on the outside, but on the inside, they're kind of made of
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah, sure. I'll be there as soon as I can. And I'll see if I can finish the repairs of the. I'll quickly try and finish the repairs of the computers now, so I can get over to the weapons.
Okay. Difficulty 3. But you're on your Todd, unfortunately.
I know.
Don't give me any more dice. Any more threat.
Yeah, I want at least 3 dice.
Sure. You want a 4th dice?
That'll give you what, 11 threat?
Yes.
Sure, let's go.
Let's go.
I want to get these things up and running.
Your complication range, Tom.
Yes.
Is going to be 2. So a 19 or a 20 will
Okay.
produce a complication.
Right. We'll give this a go.
Because
sorry, I'm going to use.
the ship's in orbit.
I'm going to use control and engineering for this one.
Perfect.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing it quickly but carefully.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That's 7 successes, netting you 4 momentum.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there any
You probably see,
other panels,
panels just
panels
up-
start to come online, that kind of thing? Is there anything that you want to add to the scene? You can't do something, I think, as powerful as bringing another system back online. That was a kind of special one-time deal. But with 2 momentum, you could introduce a new trait to the scene, like a new fact, something that you want to add to it based on what you succeed, based on the like computers coming back online.
I was going to say that the logs of the last thing that happened to the Lexington were undamaged, and it's like we know exactly what happened to the Lexington in the last few moments before it went down.
Yep, perfect. So you've managed to recover. There was there was a quick situation of purge the logs on the restart ? And you're like, no, definitely don't do that. Stop doing that. Yeah.
Do not do a Windows reboot. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know all that.
Don't mess with my files.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
And then I'll start running down to the weapons.
Cool. All right. You rush down to the weapons stations. You pass Natalie and Burrell. Make your way towards where Eka is working and where Pasha is just kind of standing over some Romulans. There's maybe a moment where Harvey double takes and is like, weirdly similar, and then don't have time to stop and think about it. But Natalie says to you, Burrell, so, are we going to try and jump / fight our way out of this? Or are we going to try and trick the Romulans, get them moving again without 4 of their crew? What do you want to do?
Well, I don't think the Lexington can outpace a Romulan ship. Not a 100-year-old ship.
Yeah. I don't think she can hold up to the attacks either.
No. I think a single phaser blast from that ship would probably vaporize us. So we have to get rid of them.
Okay. Let's figure out a way. Harvey just got the computers back online. Let's see if the Lexington can provide any kind of idea about what we could do.
All right. Let's head up to the bridge.
Okay. Harvey, Eka, and Pasha. If you want to get involved a little bit in the coordination of this repair as well, you could drop in with your command and your talent and stuff as well still on this one. Let's try and get the weapons back online quickly then. So, This is going to be difficulty 3 again, based on Harvey's trait still being in effect. So you've got Harvey. Are you taking the lead again on this one for the engineering?
Sure, I can take the lead.
Or it's up to you guys. If Eka wants to take the lead, that's fine too.
I can assist Eka.
I mean, I can give it a shot.
Yeah, why not? I can assist you.
Cool.
Sure.
So I can assist.
Yeah. Pasha will assist too. I mean, can 2 people assist?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I knew what I should have done with my. I knew what I should have done with my thing
What is
about the
that?
computers. I was gonna say that it could assist because it's a computer. Could help with diagnostics of what the
Oh,
weapon's
yeah.
saying, but
No,
it's just twig.
regardless,
It's
if you're
twig.
working on the ship, like if
Yeah.
you're doing something to the ship's not going to assist.
Okay.
That's just generally how the rules are. But I absolutely think that you should keep the trait you established about the computer logs.
Oh yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
so it's gonna be- it's gonna be
Role
relevant.
play, yeah,
be relevant.
story reasons, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
So Eka,
right.
yeah,
I'd like to challenge one of my values,
okay.
and I'd like to challenge the best hosts money can buy. And cross that one out. New one to be determined later.
All right, you get a point of determination.
So I'm going to spend that for my automatic 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd like to use the 2 momentum in the pool for a 4th die.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be rolling 3 with 2 automatic.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Harvey, you're assisting with your combination of attributes and disciplines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Pasha, I am you're using command again to help coordinate. A bit of presence, presumably, for that as your attribute. And then, so Eka can re-roll any one of these dice if you want to.
If I succeed.
If you succeed. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. It's good to know. All right, let's roll them. Ooh.
Please succeed.
There's a success.
Is another
from
success.
both of us.
All right, so that is 5 successes with a complication.
I would love to re-roll that complication, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What should be another complication?
I'm just gonna. Should I just roll this as 1d20?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 6, which is a success.
So in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes, netting you 3 momentum. You bring the weapons systems.
7, 8 from the
7, 8.
Oh yeah, of
momentum
course.
spend.
The determination.
5
Yes, of course.
momentum in the pool, and after some work, you manage to get the weapons systems back online. They're just about hanging in there, and for narratively, you've got a few shots in her, but you manage to get them back to some kind of operation. Cut quickly to Burrell and to Nat as they are rushing to, the bridge, probably. To check out the logs and to have any kind of idea about what is going on here. And so she and you review the logs. Let me just find this little bit thing here. The last person that was in command of the Lexington was actually logged as an Admiral Stocker, and she'd commandeered the, according to the crew at least, properly. She hadn't just walked on board and been like, I'm taking over, but she'd effectively commissioned the crew to come to this moon to investigate, more of this kind of alien artifacts. The parallels with a little bit of your own investigation and the kind of things that you were finding are eerie. But the incident that kind of brought the culmination of the Lexington being shot down here on this mission was the fact that the Admiral beamed down onto the moon and then kind of went a little bit AWOL. When the crew found her, according to the communication logs, she was connected. She was interfacing with some kind of artifact. After which she reported to the away team that she had been aware of a kind of presence, consciousness that was speaking to her, that had brought her here, and that had wanted to connect with her. It doesn't go into much more detail, but what she did say was that she knew that there were at least a dozen other installations like this one on the moon throughout the galaxy, and that they were producing energy signals, and that near identical signals to that one that brought her here, that brought the Lexington here, had been detected elsewhere. She was like consciously aware of them out further deeper into the Beta Quadrant. The crew, they actually had to, before they kind of got this like debriefing from her, the way that she'd been connected up, they actually had to fight her. That's kind of what the report says. That's what the report suggests. But then Captain Moore, who was in command and who was the registered captain of the Lexington at the time, whilst she was still in command and in orbit with the Lexington, another Federation Constitution class ship warped into the system, confronted the Lexington, and after kind of a back and forth that didn't really go very far, eerily, the transcript of the message was kind of the last transmission that Lexington ever received, was that the Federation thanks you for your sacrifice and for your service. Unfortunately, your contamination cannot be allowed back into Federation space. This wild goose chase must end here for the good of all. And then the Lexington, according to its records, is fired upon and systems start to go down and it then crashes.
Oof.
It's lost with all hands. The captain, people got to escape pods. They did not get very far. But from then on, the record is incredibly patchy. There's there's no little hidden away diary like you'd find in like Bioshock or Fallout or something, like in the corner or anything, right? No survivors are keeping a little log or anything. It's like the ship was then just lost to all hands.
Yeah. Whoa. That's pretty rough. I think like Burrell focuses on that where it says thank you for your sacrifice. Like that is just like, oh, that's not Federation. Oh, what she thinks is the Federation. I think that shakes her a little bit as she reads that. But she kind of like furrows a brow. How do we use this to get rid of the Romulans?
I think I have an idea. Look at this. And she's looking up at one of the displays, like above the panels that you've got there. And there is, it's not a live readout, it's not like a sensor log, but it's a recording of what they were finding, like on that moon. And there's like architecture that's very similar to the Tilakal architecture that you've seen. And they've essentially, she's got like a recorded readout of what that like research facility underneath the ground looked like. She's pinpointed the location of where the Admiral like interfaced with the technology. And she says, if we can get down there, then maybe we can do something to the equivalent of what happened to the runabout, to the Susquehanna, to the Zambezi, with the energy pulse, the telecal like energy pulse that brought the ship down.
Yeah.
We might be low enough for it to not damage or affect us too much, and the Romulans might just turn tail and go.
Okay. So a lot of might, but it's all we've got right now, I guess.
Wait a second. Right, what have we got? And she's just checking the systems of like what you've got online. Okay. Sensors aren't online, so we can't tap really into the transporter system and get a good lock on beaming us down there. But we might be able to do it from the CAS if we go on board there.
Okay. All right. Well, we leave Harvey behind, I think, to carry on working on the Lexington and patch up anything that happens.
Yeah.
Take Pasha with us. If it's Tilical, they might be able to help.
Okay. If you think so.
What? You seem... I don't know.
I don't think the Akaru really know what's going on with them. And the, like, Iriax thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these assessors could be, like, guardians on a civilization scale. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of got that vibe when we went.
I mean, based on anything, if Eka's story about your subspace incident is anything to go by, maybe they've got some insight.
All right. I'll take you and Eka. We'll go down there. Leave Pasha and Harv on this ship. Hope that the Romulans don't come down and take them while we're away.
All right. And there's probably a little bit. I'm going to do a kind of truncated scene as we start to wrap up the session, but there's probably some comms about like, okay, Harvey, you know, dust off if things really hit the fan. Like, we're going to go down into the moon, find this facility that was like being interfaced with, and then see if we can just like emit that signal that like disrupts ships. To try and get the Romulans out of the system and bring Eka up to speed, and you're all kind of relevant like in your posts. Maybe even like Pasha is kind of like ready, like on the bridge with Harvey, just like in the captain's chair, almost just kind of like reading over that like schematic again and trying to figure out, right, what do I have to say? What should I be kind of, you know, doing and trying to command? And Harvey, you're probably just like at the helm. There needs to be someone at the helm ready to go with this. But yeah, so Nat, Burrell, and Eka head down to the creepy ass Tilical Ooby Dooby.
Says that in the book.
Yep, that's exactly what it says in the book. Shut up.
Creepy ass Tilical.
Creepy ass Tilical.
Dooby Dooby.
Ooby Dooby. Yeah.
It's a great chapter title.
It's what's that Act 3's called? No. I told you I'm off book at this point. I don't know. Not in a good theatre way either. Okay. Oh, my little beam. All right. You beam down into this chamber, and it's a veritable web of like hooked up wiring, big like duct like things, bits of alien technology have clearly been patched into this Tilical architecture. Those quintessential blue veins of energy run throughout the corridors until you get into a larger chamber where a web is the only real apt description for the kind of wiring and all of that kind of connective electrical tissue that kind of combines all of the systems and the Tilical technology that is present here. You can see through various like caved in openings under the moon here, or with your EV suits on and your lights kind of blasting out ahead of you, that there are blue flickers of that energy, seeing, off in the distance as far as you can see, and those little obelisks going off far into the horizon. This place is as expansive as you've ever imagined one of these Tilical installations to be. The whole moon could be an installation for all that you know. But with all of the dust and the retrofitted alien technology, the only way I can describe it in my head, I think, is like in a kind of Dr. Octopus style way. Like, is hooked up, is a woman with brown, kind of greying hair, kind of mummified almost, from the kind of no oxygen atmosphere, zero, space of it. And so all her skin's kind of stretched out onto her bones, but she's wearing that like yellow jersey kind of uniform of a 23rd century admiral. And there still remains a little bit of power here in all the little nodes that are just trickling around.
Oh boy. They remodeled.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had kind of a wild idea while I was failing to work on the weapon systems. There is a junction that is able to hold an entire ship in stasis. If I can get it operational, we can pin down the Romulans for a time.
Okay. And how do we do that?
Well, last time I was hepped up on a lot of radiation. So I'd rather not do that again. But I could probably reverse engineer it.
Okay. Do you need a body for this? Is this, can you route this through a console? Is this...
Yeah, but I need a console.
Okay.
For this.
You look around at the Tilical technology, and there are no consoles to speak of.
Why would they interface it with a person?
Is that what the assassins were for all along?
Maybe. I was sort of able to reroute the power to free the Lexington.
I have a really bad idea, and I hate that these words even coming out of my mouth, but I do have a Tilical. I am carrying one with me. And, I do possess more organs than the average bear. And so if we can probably withstand a bit more stress on the body.
Well, we're at the moment for doing the stupid ideas. So let's do the stupid ideas.
And Burrell kind of like, she's like trying to psych herself up. She's shaking all her limbs out. Oh, here we go.
Back on the bridge, Harvey's going, I think Burrell's going to do something really stupid down there.
So she's pulling the Admiral out of the... Sorry, Admiral.
Mm-hmm.
Admiral?
All right. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, you
Lay it down.
like detangling, detaching parts of this from the Admiral.
Just cable management.
Bad cable management. Just like the worst. It's like, opening up a PC that's been running for 12 years and has not been cleaned, has been owned by like an 11-year-old like Fortnite player. That doesn't wash.
Oh, no.
It's just grim.
Ugh.
Just paint you a picture there. And yeah, somehow you've got to connect these things to you. But whatever the hell the name of the dude that's in your head is, probably is able to kind of like guide you a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, this sucks. I hate this.
And so he kind of guides you to like stick bits of this to you. And after Eka, you've been helping Burrell become like attached to this thing. I absolutely adore this, by the way. Burrell's eyes roll into the back of her head, and these wires like pull her up into a suspended position. The veins of that like Tilical architecture start to flicker a little bit more, and it's like neurons connecting, right? There's like little signals being sent all over the shop, little pulses of electrical energy. You can absolutely assist with this, but Burrell is going to be like our main, force of will, basically.
We've just hard pivoted to a Warhammer game right now.
Yep,
The machine god is
Grimdark.
angry, and we need to appease the machine god.
Oh god.
Okay,
Get that incense going. Come on.
yeah. This... I'm gonna spend just a bunch of my momentum, like 6 of it. This is gonna be difficulty 6. It's time for the big guns.
Yep.
She's gays and nays. We gotta do this.
You got 5 momentum. So
You've
that's a
got
big
5 momentum in the
Yeah.
pool.
fair
You've got
amount of
determination.
chance
Eka still has determination. It's time to bring out the big guns.
Eka, it's never been more of an honor to serve beside you. Save me. This was your
Eka's
idea.
going,
If
what
I
do
die,
I get out of this?
Okay.
if I die, I'm haunting them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call upon my new value.
Yeah.
We honor the ones we love to protect their memory.
Okay.
And I think before Burrell gets like hooked up to the machine and Eka's just doing the last little things, I think that Eka is going to just give Burrell a kiss on the forehead with permission.
Yeah.
This is the second stupidest thing that I've ever done in all of my lives. Please come back to me safe.
You got this.
And that's when her eyes roll back and she's suspended by the machinery. Burrell, this
Yeah.
is going to be presence
Okay. Presence is good.
and engineering.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Difficulty is going to be 6. Eka is going to score you 2 successes. Providing you score at least 1 success, they will add to your own.
Okay.
You've got 2 dice to roll by default. What do you want to spend?
But I want to roll the full 5. If we have to get 6 successes, I don't trust that
What,
RNG is not going to screw us.
You have a point
fine,
of
3 die.
determination, though?
I used it in that fight earlier, so do
you
I
did?
get it back?
Okay.
It's gone.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
It's gone.
That's crazy though, because I love that one of your values is part of the machine, although it's completely out of context. Yeah. Okay.
It has been since day 1.
Yeah.
All right, we're rolling 5. Oh god.
She knew it was coming to this.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Okay.
so we're dropping that. Give me a 6th point of threat.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna roll. I can't look for a second. I have to just press the button and not look.
You're gonna add 2 successes to this. So Eka's gonna give you 2 successes because that you spent your determination to make that dice a 1, and you've got the 6 successes you need with the complication. Burrell, you are bombarded by 100,000 different voices, all calling to you to let them free, to let them back, to give them back their bodies. But with your will and your intent, it is enough for you to mentally map out and find the stasis procedure within the technology here. And Eka, you can see these little electrical impulses in this big old moon brain to find to where they need to go. They coalesce off into the caves somewhere. And on the view screen, Harvey and Pasha, you see the Romulan warbird just hang for a second. You wonder if the screen has broken or something's
Frozen?
gone wrong.
Yeah, give it a tap.
But there's
Do you
just
want me to
like,
unplug it and plug it back in?
there's just like a little glisten, like a little stasis effect on the ship. And actually what starts to happen is it's like the moon is obviously like rotating a little bit. It's got a slight rotation to it in its orbit as well. And so based on its like shift in position, like you can tell that it's now just like in stasis there. And the moon is moving away from it, basically.
Hey, they did it.
Wow.
With that complication, I'm going to spend my 6th threat. And
nothing went wrong.
nothing
Yeah,
went wrong.
everything's perfect. You know, everyone came back alive, no damage.
Susie, you're going to suffer that 7 stress for a lethal injury. You need to be healed by Eka in this scene now, or it's night-night.
Does this. I was wondering when it was gonna come. Every campaign, there's that one moment. It's there it is.
The dice gave me the opportunity, the threat gave me the opportunity.
She's always
that
got
was
it in
the
her
dice.
back pocket, just waiting, just there.
Waiting.
It's the knife, it's the scalpel that has my name engraved in it.
Right to the jugular, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, let me double
Okay,
check this in the
Anita.
rules summary. So,
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
hey, what's up? It's me. It's your boy. Where's our little combat? No, that's command tasks. Where are we going here? Personal conflict actions. Recover ready. This is a first aid. You stabilize an injured character. Daring and medicine with a difficulty of 1.
Can I argue for a thing?
Mm-hmm. Always.
I'm currently working with a device that uses a whole lot of electricity. Could I argue for daring engineering to redirect a little bit of that to do like a little defibrillation on Burrell's heart to try and start it up?
100% you could. Absolutely.
All
That's
right.
what we're going with here. Daring and engineering. Difficulty of 1. There's no momentum. There's no threat on the table now.
Oh god.
And you pump a little bit of that electrical energy into Burrell as she's still suspended there. And there's a jolt. And, you know, you've got your little tricorder out. And there's no life sign. And there's another little jolt. So you try it again. And there's no little life sign. And there's another little jolt. And then over the comm you hear Nat say, Eka, we gotta move.
Three to transport. We need to get to sick bay. We need to get all 3 of us to sick bay.
Sigmund to Cass, 3 to transport. And she looks over at you as you're just looking down in shock. And 3 of you are beamed up onto the Cass. And that is where we have to end our session today, I'm afraid.
Devil woman. Evil woman.
Yeah. We will catch up with the crew next time. See what happens to Burrell. I have one of two cool options that we'll have a chat and we'll see what you want to do with it.
Is one of those options permanent death?
Yes.
Okay.
Good option.
End the suffering now.
Yeah.
Those are cool options.
But yeah, I've got a couple of options for it. All right. So we're gonna have a chat. This the end game, guys. The stakes are high. We're into the drama now. It's galactic scale and personal scale terror and drama. It's all good. But we've only got a quick, little 5 minutes before Tom, you turn into a pumpkin. So please just let us know, folks, where you are on the internet, what you're doing next, where people can find you, see you, watch you, all that good stuff. Anita, what are you up to?
Hi everybody, I'm Anita. You can find me everywhere at Panita. I'm also the channel runner for Critical Misses, so you can find me there Saturdays for Morning Ritual. Our guest this week is a fluffy Goomba, our friend Christian. And you can also find me later tonight if you're a Streampunks subscriber, companion tier or higher. They're doing their coffee game for the end of the month for coffee subscribers. And we're playing some Star Wars tonight, so check that out. That'll be fun. We're running us some Star Wars with me and Sam.
That's super cool. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Tom, you're up next.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, Susie. So I'm Tom. You can find me on Twitter and Discord and all those jazz. I am here on Modiphius every Tuesday and normally every Thursday on Follow Black Cats with the lovely Samantha and Susie over there. I don't think we're doing this week, are we, Sam? I think
we didn't do
you
last
sent a message
week.
that you're not going to be here. I'm pretty sure you sent a message.
Probably.
Ash's birthday.
That's correct.
That's
it is my wife's birthday. I will not be running the game this week, I'm afraid.
That's his birthday. So it won't be this week, but next week we'll be on Follow Black Cats for our D&D game. Currently, that's everywhere where I am at the moment, apart from the occasional stream on Susie's channel. So check that out as well.
Nice, absolutely. And Doc, let us know where you are and what we're up to.
Great. On the third day in space, the commander died. I'm here until either everyone dies or the story comes to a conclusion. And on Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays, this week and next week, I'm over on Lost Caravan RPG. We're playing Blades in the Dark, and my friend Colin Amicon is running us through a tribute to the movie The Warriors, where we are all sort of going to be come out to play and we'll be on the run this week, and that's always a lot of fun. And then once that finishes on Thursdays, I'll be running our third season of Delta Green's Impossible Landscapes there on Thursday nights, which is like surreal horror, mind-bending King in Yellow stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice, awesome. Susie, where are you when you're not fixing yourself up to machinery and maybe dying?
Yeah. Anita, it's not your fault. Still love you. It's okay.
Kind of feels like it.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's her fault. Samantha's fault. She's right there. 3 for 3, by the way, in campaigns you've GM'd for me that you have killed one of my characters. Every single one of them has been my fault. To be fair, I did do a treason and a regicide. Then I did sneak Edgar Allan Poe into a Zentarim hideout and get 360 no scope by a Kenku. And then now, I hooked myself up to
to a moon. Yeah.
To a moon.
Yeah.
So when I'm not making very bad decisions in RPGs, you can find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace. I have a Twitch channel where I'll be there tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern playing Enshrouded, which is a survival sort of game. It's kind of like Valheim on steroids. So join me for that tomorrow. I'll be doing a lot of building, I think. And then on Friday, back on my channel, I also stream other things, probably Tekken, because that's who I am right now. Yeah.
You are Tekken, Joe Tekken.
I am Joe Tekken.
cousin to Joe Video Games. All right, as for me, I'm around the internet at RPG Webby, and we are around the internet at Modiphius or modiphius.net, modiphius.us. If you want to hit up our web store, see any of the beautiful products that we are using to play this game. Star Trek Adventures has a huge range at your disposal, so do check it out. And PDFs are always nice and cheap too, so grab a few of those along the way. We're here on Tuesdays playing towards the end of this Shackleton Expanse campaign. There is in fact a book you can buy, so check that out. Mondays, we are still doing our Fallout game. April is taking people through the Winter of Atom, which is an amazing campaign. Runs you full the way from level 1 to level 21, and takes place just before Fallout 4 in the Commonwealth. And we're also building up to a couple more streams as well throughout the year based on the games that we're bringing out and the cool movies that are coming out, like Dune, for example, which is a game we also make an RPG for. So yeah, check all of that stuff out. Until next time, folks, I encourage you to live long and prosper, and we'll see you next time. Take care.